Mike, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Missed you last week.
Yeah.
I was away. We did a podcast later in the week, but we had to do it during the day, and I know you work during the day, so
Yeah. Busy
um,
guy.
yeah. I was gone. Fucking New York was hell. I never want to go to New York again, ever.
I hate New York. No offense to people from New York,
No, yeah.
but it's not for me, man. Not for
Well,
me.
well, let me phrase it this way. Everybody I met in New York was absolutely fucking awesome. Like the
Mhm.
most supportive. Like I know people say that people from New York are not polite, but they were all very polite, very respectful, very like all of that shit. But the
Mhm.
traffic, I don't know how anybody lives through that, man. Like
Yeah.
going
I spent a
anywhere.
lot of time there. I spent a lot of time there where like my like bodyguarding and stuff, and it's too much, man. Like everywhere you want to go, you got to take. It's funny because you used to get not funny, it was annoying as fuck, but you used to get followed back around by like autograph kids, right?
Oh, really?
So but they'd be on bikes
Yeah.
and they'd beat us everywhere we went. They knew where we were going, and they beat us there by like 5 minutes. And they're just standing there like, hey, like,
Like
yeah,
riding, like you mean riding through the city?
yeah, like just pedaling because they know they
Yeah.
can just like go
Yep.
anywhere they want, and you're stuck in everything's a one way.
Yep.
Everything's a one way.
What's going on, guys? Today's podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. And if you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you can get 20% off and free shipping on their new beard kit that I'm going to show you. Check this out. So you get all this cool stuff in the beard kit. I'm going to show you each piece one by one. First of all, the most important part is you get the beard trimmer itself. Now, the cool thing is you don't get a ton of these attachments like with every other beard trimmer. You lose half of them. This one, you can set the beard trimmer length with this dial. So you just have the one guard to worry about, which is beautiful because I always lose these. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you get the beard conditioner, you get beard balm, you get a beard brush. Wonderful. And you get, let's see, beard oil. And the last thing is the beard shampoo. You get the scissors, you get the brush, you get all this stuff in the beard kit for $139, but you save 20% plus you get free shipping. So make sure you go to manscaped.com/RBP or use code RBP at checkout to get the discount plus the free shipping. Guys, you won't regret it. This beard trimmer with the dial on here, so you don't have all the attachments, is absolutely wonderful. Paul, how
Love
are
it.
you?
Good for that. Who you?
We're
Hey,
just
Mike.
talking. We're just talking about
You look somber, Paul. You look somber.
Well, yeah, I'm on
Well,
full time. I'm on full time daddy duty right now.
yeah.
They tired me out tonight.
Are you all right? You want to take the day off?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
Um
they're fine. I think they're somewhere.
I'll hear them upstairs if something goes wrong.
I don't hear any screaming, so
Yeah, not yet at least.
I sorry, I gotta check one thing. Okay. Um no, me and Mike were just talking about New York and how I never want to go back there again.
Oh yeah,
Not
it's too
because
busy.
of
Eh?
not because of the people. The people were amazing, but
Just too much.
the traffic. And Mike was just telling me that people would follow them around when he was bodyguarding on bikes and they could beat them to wherever they were going.
Oh, like
yeah.
paparazzi.
No,
Yeah, not
just
even but like pops too, but like just like fan kids who want autographs, they like just be where you were, and they'd ride by you and be like, "See you there," and
Really? Eh? Oh man.
like, what the
dude,
fuck's going on?
remember when we were there, Paul? I don't think me and you got the full gist of it. But when I was there this time, I got an Airbnb way the fuck in nowhere for some reason. I just didn't know. You know, it's weird when you're looking at like Airbnbs and you check your maps and it says like 25 minutes. You think
Yeah,
25
right.
minutes, no big deal, 25 minutes. But then
Yeah.
when you're actually driving 25 minutes on a highway, that's actually pretty far. And then when you add the traffic, it's like 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Right.
Where did you stay?
Off a north, fuck, what was it called? Not, I can't remember now. It was,
Was it
In New
it,
York or New Jersey?
no, it was in New York, but it was outside of like, it was 25 minutes from
like
Bev's.
Manhattan?
No,
Oh.
it was 25 minutes from Bev's the other way, like further from Manhattan.
Oh.
Like
So we
going to
were,
Connecticut?
Well.
no, the other
Wait, wait.
way.
Oh.
I don't know where the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, the other way.
I
Up
don't
there.
know. There's just a lot of people everywhere. That's all I know about New York.
Anyway,
Uh,
so it was just a lot of fucking driving time, a lot of sitting in traffic, And then in the city, I don't know, man. Go ahead.
The pedestrian foot traffic, even like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, it's just swarms of people. I remember I told you last summer, Mike, my cousin wanted to take me away for my 50th birthday, so he got his Yankee tickets for one of the games where Aaron Judge was going to break the record, but he already had like 59 homers or 60 homers, whatever. So it was great, but my cousin's like even worse than me when it comes to like researching stuff or anything tech driven. So he got us a hotel right on Manhattan. So like, or right on Times Square. So as soon as you got out the door, it's Times Square. There's just a million people in front of you at all times. It was like overwhelming after like a couple days.
Yeah. I was staying at I was in New York during COVID at one point when one of the George Floyd stuff was going on, like Black Lives Matter protests and all that stuff. I was staying I think it was on Fifth Ave. It's the Langham Hotel. So it's like right in the heart of like downtown. Mm-hmm. And I look the way I look, obviously. Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't know. I was just gonna go for a walk to get some weed, and like I come out I literally walk out the front door, and I just see this mob of people coming, and they're like, "It's Black Lives Matter," and I'm like, "I need to go."
No!
Oh God!
I'm like, they're not gonna believe anything I say.
Yeah.
Like,
Jose,
what's up?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm great.
You're
living the dream.
Why are you always sitting in like a tunnel? You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Is it still bad?
Oh my God, it's so bad. Every time you're on this fucking podcast, it sounds like you're sitting in like a hollow room.
You need one of these.
Really?
Yeah, you need one of those air traffic control things Paul's got.
I'll send you the link where my wife got this one if you want.
I'll open the window. Hold on.
That's not going to do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll help the acoustics.
I think it'll help because.
Did you open it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. You sound great.
Oh, nice. I knew it. What the hell can I do?
How are you, Jose? What's going on, man?
I'm great. I'm busy.
Jose, how often do you spend time in New York? We're just talking about how shitty the traffic is and just getting around.
As little as possible.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
This is what I was thinking, sitting in that traffic, I was thinking to myself, I know people live in big cities because of work. But I thought to myself, I wouldn't deal with New York traffic unless I had like a really high paying job.
Yeah.
Like if
millions.
Like if I'm making 50 grand a year, I can make 50 grand a year in like a normal city where I can I don't have to spend 3 hours a day commuting.
Have a car.
Yeah. Like
think about living in New York too. Like the prices of like bachelor apartments are like the rent for an average person is like.
But I'm just thinking I know a lot of people live like outside of Manhattan and they commute, right? So I'm like, okay, you got to spend an hour or two a day in your car, maybe 3. So why you spend 2 hours a day in your car every single day to make 50, 60, 70 grand a year when you could probably make that in some other city? Like, is the attraction of New York that good that you would waste 2 or 3 hours?
Plus you're paying like the price for the tunnel going across or bridges you're paying to go to work every day.
The only way I could see it worth it, if you're a young person who's like single still, and you like the nightlife, then you might want to experience it.
Yeah, but you could get like great nightlife. Like think about all the other cities you could live in where there's great nightlife. Like I just can't rationalize. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But
the only way I can wrap my mind around is if you had like some executive job where like you couldn't really get it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I don't know, maybe if you're like, I don't know, maybe you want to be an actor or like something where it doesn't make a lot of money, but that's the hub for it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could see it, right? But if you're just like a secretary, well, fucking go be a secretary like in Idaho or something.
Yeah, unless you got a sugar daddy.
I don't think anyone's doing that for
I don't know.
50 grand.
I don't know where that came from, but all right.
Well, that's how you'd afford it.
Sorry, what'd you say, Jose?
I said I don't think anyone's doing that for 50 grand.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Driving an hour into
what do you think the median income is for a New York job? Like, like 60, 70, 80?
Yeah, for a trash man. But I mean, any type of business. I have a couple friends that live in Greenwich.
Look at this.
Take the train in. They make a couple $100 grand.
Dude, watch this. Average income in New York City, $35,000.
What?
Yeah.
It says right here, average income in New York City.
Wow. Yeah, but those people aren't driving an hour.
They're like local, like living in the boroughs and
not
having to commute in, right?
Right.
But
Yeah, but how could you even afford to live there if at 35,000? Like, if you live in the borough, isn't it still going to be,
Because 9 of them live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I heard about a lot of immigrant families that come over and they're like, 10
Yeah.
people, 10 people live in one fucking apartment.
Well, look
And
at
then in 10 years, they're buying homes because they're all saving their money.
right. Well, look at the Mexican workers that come to here, Canada, to work on the farms. They put like 20 of them in one house with like one bathroom.
Yeah, but look, guys, check this out. Look at this. A good salary in New York is anything over $54,000. That's because the median income in New York is $54,000, which means if you earn more than that, you're earning more than 50% of people. So 50% of people make $54,000. The average salary in New York is 65 grand.
But but most people are married or have a a live-in partner who makes the same. So you're at 100.
Yeah, but Paul, this is what I'm saying. Look, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm just saying, if I'm making 65 grand and my wife is making 65 grand, unless it's a specific job to New York where you have to be there to do it, like like I said, like if you're acting or maybe you work for the fucking Yankees or I don't know, something like that, right? Why wouldn't you just go make the 65 grand somewhere else?
Yeah,
where
I agree.
where your house is going to cost half
I
as
think
much.
there's so much appeal to go to New York. Like there's even people who live there are so proud to be from there, right? Like
Yeah.
Mm.
you see everybody who's from their different boroughs, like the Bronx, Harlem, and Brooklyn. Like they can't imagine living somewhere else. So it's like I get why they stay, but at the same time, like anyone who's coming in from outside, it is kind of fucking like.
Well, my brother lived there for 14 years, and then
Yeah.
he just moved back to Michigan, and he tells me all the time how much he misses it. But he had like an executive position and lived downtown Manhattan and basically walked wherever he had to go. So I'm like, I can kind of understand that, right? You have a really high paying job, you live in the city, like, anyway, whatever. It's just, I think the same thing about Toronto sometimes. It's not just because sometimes I see people live in Toronto and I'm like, they're just working like a normal job. I'm like, what, you could live in like Kitchener and make the same amount of money and not have to commute and own a bigger home and all that shit, right?
Well, if they were do the high speed rail that they've been talking about for the last 30 years, you might see that.
Yeah. Jose, how are you, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm great. I missed you at the New York Pro.
I thought you purposely avoided me because my booth was in the middle of the whole thing.
No, I did purposely avoid you because you were mobbed with people and I only had a few minutes.
Oh, so you saw me and
I
decided
waved at you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I thought you were looking right at me.
Jose,
like, hey.
If you see, okay, this doesn't make, okay, if I see you standing and you have a huge line talking to you, I'm going to cut everybody and shake your hand.
Well, you're a bastard. I'm not.
No,
I'm
but
not
because I'm going
to work, man.
No, not because I'm going to take their time. I would just say, hey, Jose, good to see you. I know you have a huge line. I'm out of here. But I would shake
honestly,
your hand.
I thought I would bump into you after the show or something.
I was offended when I knew you were in New York and you didn't come say hi to me.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed myself. But I did see you, and I saw big Samson.
Doesn't he look fucking huge or what?
Yeah, he's stupid.
Dude,
he looks like it's like a defensive tackle or something.
Dude,
like,
we and he's still got a small waist at like 320. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We went to work out at Iron Revolution in New Jersey the day after the New York Pro.
Yeah.
We trained chest.
Ridiculous there, isn't it?
It's nice, man. I like that.
Massive.
I like that gym. Yeah, it's not like, it's pretty big actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't think about the size of it. It's nice. It's a nice gym. All the equipment's spaced out well. I don't like gyms where stuff's like all crowded together. Really high ceilings. All the paint is done really nicely. Like it's a very, very nice gym, and the owners are really nice. But Samson with a chest pump is like a different human being. We trained chest, and then they have this really nice posing room in the back. And we go in there, and I'm like, everybody that was like, people were gathered around the door watching him hit shots. And everybody that was there was like, holy fuck, we've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
One guy, which will remain nameless, was like, it's like Ronnie Coleman has come back. And I was like, holy fuck. It was absolutely insane. But anyway, yeah, me and Samson had a pretty good lineup of people that were mostly excited to see him. But yeah, it would have been nice to say hi. Who did you
You
think?
know,
Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
I've seen Samson like pretty much like every 3 months for the last couple of years now, since like
Yeah.
the Arnolds of what 21 or whatever. And like I can't believe it. Every 3 months he gets like 10 pounds bigger, you
Yeah.
know, and still stays like conditioned to it, never gets out of shape.
You know what he reminds me of, and I'm not going to go on about this. People are like, "Oh, you favor Samson so much." The story, it's not Samson. Samson doesn't remind me of Ronnie Coleman, but the story reminds me of the Ronnie Coleman story because everybody knew Ronnie was natural. Not that Samson was natural, but everybody knew Ronnie was natural. And as soon as he started like playing with shit, he turned into Ronnie Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
And Samson wasn't natural, but if you ask him about what he was using, he might as well have been.
Yeah.
And it seems like now that he's kind of toying with a few things, he's like just every fucking few months he changes.
Hyper responder.
He needs a shirt.
He's a true hyper responder. Yeah.
I'm just a
He is
fat
the
guy.
hyper responder.
I'm just a fat guy that eats a lot. He's a fucking definitely a hyper responder.
Yeah.
How tall is Samson?
5'11", I think. 5'11".
That's it?
Yeah, I asked him. I thought he was 6'1". He's like, no, I'm 5'11".
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. He's like 3 inches taller than me. 2 inches to 3 inches taller than me.
Wow. Big shoes.
So what were you doing at New York? Just watching, or were you doing analyst shit or what?
Yeah, I covered it for Muscular Development with Ron Harris.
How'd that go? How did you think? Did you agree with all the call outs? Was there somebody that stuck out to you?
Yeah, no, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
Did you think Stu is better than Tonio or Tonio better than Stu? Because I know that was the most.
No, I had Tonio winning pretty handily.
Yeah.
He's just genetically put together better. He just has that look. He's like a smaller Dexter.
I keep saying that too. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Did you see Joe Seaman when he came out though?
He's a freak.
Dude, me and Samson caught him as he was doing his quarter turns. And I was like, this guy's going to win the fucking show.
Yeah.
He had so much muscle and he was so peeled. I'm like, it's going to win the show.
He had the best hamstrings and maybe the best back double.
Dude, he had everything. He had the best everything except for waist.
When that sucks.
Yeah.
That hurts.
When he controlled it, he actually still looked really good. It was just, I felt like when they put him in the call outs. I don't know if it was because he was getting gassed a little bit, but he was letting it go a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what hurt him. I don't know if you saw the same thing.
Well, I think even if he's holding his stomach in, he's got wide hips, wide waist. So that's what hurts him. But I didn't really see him with a gut or anything.
No. He didn't. I'm not saying he let it go like distended, but when he pulls a vacuum, even though he's got a big rib cage, it still looked really good.
Yeah.
And then when
I was really impressed with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been impressed with him the last few years. He's made huge, almost Samson-like progress.
What did you think of Stu, it being his like first real pro debut?
I thought he was excellent, but I just didn't have him winning. I actually think he should have placed higher this week in Cal.
Let's go. Let's wait to go to Cal. I just want to know, like, so just for people watching, because I know you're a judge also, and Paul, you're a judge, so maybe I think you already spoke to this, but Jose, just curious what you thought. What put Tonio over Stu? Because a lot of people that don't really understand bodybuilding judging or kind of are on the periphery of bodybuilding look at it and go, well, Stu was bigger and he was just as conditioned, so why didn't he win? Which is kind of logical, but maybe you can explain it a little bit.
So I'll give you an example. He first of all, Tonio's just more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. The shoulder caps, the separation of the muscles, his midsection, everything. And secondly, I think Stu was like 30 pounds heavier than him, and he didn't look it.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he had 30 pounds more muscle on him. Well, so that tells you how big Tonio looks. He projects himself a lot bigger than he is. He's probably only 217 to 220, 221, something like that.
Yeah.
He looks just as big.
There's something you said there, and correct me if I'm wrong. So I thought structurally Stu looked bigger. Obviously, he's a bigger person, but muscularity wise, he didn't look much bigger. So are you saying it's because Tonio's maybe more developed at this point.
Yeah.
Like everything is rounder and more complete. Whereas Stu's still kind of fresh. Is that kind of where you're getting at?
It makes perfect sense. And I saw an interview with Stu where he reiterated that exact thing. He just said Tonio's a little more mature. So when you see them pose, Tonio kind of explodes when he hits a shot.
Yeah.
And Stu is just, wider shoulders. It's just a bigger person, but he's not, as mature. It doesn't jump out at you as much.
Yeah. What did you think of Yosef?
Oh, he was awesome.
Right? I saw him. We were doing a meet and greet at Bev's a couple days earlier, and he did some posing for us, or for the crowd that was there. And fuck, man, if he can thicken up those legs, he's really, really impressive.
So he's a tall guy too, and his legs were actually pretty big. They just don't look big on him. I think his shoulders look like they were jimmied up. They were like so big, and
they're not. I don't.
No, they're not, because they're all striated.
Yeah,
I thought he was incredible.
I just want to show this real quick, just so people know who we're talking about.
Is he doing Toronto? Do you guys know?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know.
He's not on the list as far as I know, but
no.
I just want to show this in case people don't know who Yosef is. This is Yosef.
Those delts, eh? Fuck.
To me, Jose, it looks more like a hamstring issue.
Yeah.
Like you see here, like it just needs more front to back thickness.
Yeah.
But his quads themselves, his quads are great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's got a very pleasing physique. So you see here from the side too, you could just use a little bit more thickness there.
For sure.
But
if he fills that out though, jeez.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how old he is, but man, if he fills this physique out,
I think he's pretty young. I thought someone commented that he was 31 or something.
Yeah, his condition was awesome too.
Just 28 at the top there.
Oh yeah.
His profile, I think.
Oh, 28. Yeah, he's young.
20. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very impressive.
This guy's gonna be good. Yeah.
Question I really want to ask you though, what do you think of Eric Wood?
He was great. Had really good aesthetics. You know who I thought it was? Remember that kid Budesheim?
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim Budesheim.
Oh, yeah.
Very similar to him.
German?
No.
Yeah.
German.
You think
he's European? I don't know.
Yeah.
Budesheim sounds
German.
I don't know why I remember that about him.
Paul, it sounds German.
Mike, did you catch? I don't know if you probably don't watch any of these podcasts back, but you probably didn't catch the Paul geography moment?
No,
you stumped me.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
You threw me a tough one.
Here, wait. I got an idea. No, I did not.
That probably stumped me. I shouldn't have.
Didn't you post that on Instagram?
It's not a curveball. You fucking lie.
Who the fuck knows what Denmark is?
I don't.
See?
I've been there. I've been to Copenhagen. Have you? Yeah.
Really? Copenhagen, that's
nice.
the capital.
Somebody
that's the capital. I've been researching since then.
I always know the capitals of the countries too.
Sometimes Europeans are so arrogant. I've had a number, not all. I've had a bunch of fucking Europeans message me and go, "Oh, it's so typical that Americans and Canadians don't know anything about Europe." And I'm like, you know how many Europeans have come here and have no idea where Alberta is?
Yeah.
Have no idea where this what states are where. We're not
most Americans.
Some Canadians don't. Some Canadians don't know where Alberta is.
No, but I'm just saying it's not. We're not from there. We're not supposed. You're not gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know if it's gonna do it justice, but I'm gonna show you this, Mike. Oh shit! Wait a minute. He's looking at me like he was special because he. Wait.
I'm actually in Lisbon on the 8th.
Where's
Spain?
Lisbon?
Lisbon's in Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah, I've never
You
been.
didn't know that, Paul.
He did. He said it first.
He's looking at me like he was special because he knew. But then I realized he didn't know, and he realized it also. Huh.
I like geography.
Do you, Paul?
Yeah, I do.
All right. What major country is north of Denmark?
Denmark. Where the hell are they at?
Where the hell are they at? I'm actually in Lisbon on.
It was a lot longer. We did this geography quiz shit for fucking 5 or 10 minutes. Paul got
I would
every
fail that too.
Paul got every fucking one wrong.
I was close on a couple.
Yeah, but you would fail that. We would probably all fail that. But Paul's like, I like geography with like this confidence.
Yeah, big geography buff over here.
Yeah, like, except for Europe. I don't know much about Europe.
Okay, let's go to Asia and see.
Yeah, we'll pick a different.
I'll kill Asia. Yeah, I'll kill it in Asia.
We'll pick a different continent today. We'll figure it. We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
Back to Eric. Eric Wood.
Did you see that comparison someone put up of him today? It was like a 3-year timeline of his progression.
Oh yeah. I'm going to show it right now.
Pretty crazy.
This guy, I thought, has absolutely incredible structure.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a lot of work. I think he's only like 27 or 28.
He grew into his head.
25 pounds.
Yeah, you're
grew
right.
into
Mike.
his head.
Yeah, Mike. You're
Take
totally...
it from a guy with a big head. I'm not being insulting.
Yeah, it's funny. His head didn't really change.
Yeah, good eye.
Okay, interesting.
That's how you know how big a guy could possibly be by the size of his head.
Yeah.
It's the measuring stick.
So
I never grew into mine.
So Jose, what'd you think, man? Other than the fact that you thought he looked like Tim.
I thought he looked great. I thought he ended up right where he belonged.
Back double.
What does he need? What do you think he? Because listen, I thought he was really, really good. The only area was obviously this could have been a little tighter.
Yeah.
And his hamstring could be a little thicker, but is that all you think he needs to do to like crack into that top 3? Or like what else does he need to get bigger? What else do you think he needs to do?
A little thicker. If you see that most muscular, he looks like he's got a little pec. He's not as thick through the chest.
Yeah.
That's it though. Just a few pounds and a little drier. That looks good.
Yeah. I thought he was, I think I do know what you're saying. Like structurally, he's very big.
Yeah.
And usually when you have a structurally big guy with like really wide shoulders, the front to back thickness needs to be more.
Yeah.
So when he turns to the side, you lose a little bit of like that, wow, he's so big. And then he turns to the side and it's not the same.
Right.
So maybe it's a little bit of that, but fuck, he was impressive, man.
Yeah.
So he finished behind Joe. You think Joe beat him on muscularity or muscularity and condition?
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the difference right there to Joe is night and day.
Well, this was Joe. The back of Joe is his strong suit.
Right.
Right. So it's like they traded, right? Like I think Eric's better from the front.
Yeah.
And
he has better shape.
Yes.
So he checked a few more boxes, but Joe was just. What did Joe weigh? 272 or something?
I heard something like that. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, before we skip off of Joe or off of Eric, what do you think? Do you see, because he's a younger guy, and I'll ask all of you this: do you guys see him being a top 10 Olympian in the next 5 years?
5 years, sure.
You know what I mean? Because like this progress is like 2 years, right? Like he put on, I think he was 221 or something like that, or 226, and he went on stage here in his 240s. So in a couple years, he put on 20 pounds of tissue.
And he's still young.
And he's still young. So I'm like, is this somebody we see, entering into that top tier?
He could. It's like his legs from behind look like they're lacking, but from the front they look amazing.
This is a better represent. Well, it's not the best representation because I think he's closer to the camera, but this gives you a better idea as to how big his structure is.
Right. He's certainly got the frame to do it.
Paul, you moved the mic off your mouth. I can't hear you. It's on your head.
Oh, sorry.
Where am I?
He's got the kind of
picture of Tonio doing the front double is exactly why he won.
Where?
To the right. To the right.
Yeah, he's got a ton of detail.
Stands out.
Yeah.
Looks
razor
like
sharp.
Action figure or something.
Very round muscle bellies, man. His legs are really full. Waist is really small, but still very detailed. Nice thick lats. Like he's very.
Eric's the most pleasing physique next to him, though. If you look at,
I agree.
Pleasing physiques,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. We won't take a look at Joe because I took a look at him in the last podcast. I've gone on and on about him, so I don't want.
Sorry, Joe.
So sorry. No, not sorry,
Fellow
Joe.
Canadian.
He's gotten a lot of press here. We were all really, really impressed with him. Okay, so Cali, this one's a little bit more interesting. So let me just go to the photos so we can kind of all look together at what we're looking at.
Could you bring up the placings from California, Fouad?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right here. So the placings were Ross took first, Tonio took second, Sergio took third, Stu was fourth, and I don't know who's fifth.
It's so nice to see Ross when he won. He's how emotional he got. Like I was fucking. You know what I mean? Like it really meant something to him. He wasn't trying to be cool about it.
All right, so this is 3 through 6. Sorry, this is a second call out. This is the top 2. So I'll ask the judges first. Jose or Paul, what do you guys have? Who do you have here?
I got Tonio.
In that picture, yeah, but like it's different being in person, of course.
Well, no, listen, before we say anything, no one's saying anything about the judges because
okay, just go by picture. I won't say that anymore. Just go by straight what I'm looking at.
None of us were there, and I didn't even see the live feed, so this is we're strictly going by photos.
Okay.
And the judges obviously got it right because they're sitting 10 feet away.
Okay, then I'll just say what I see in the pictures then.
Okay. What do you see?
I see Tonio winning that shot.
What do we see?
Tonio.
I agree, Tonio.
That one's a little trickier.
It's close, but I still say Tonio. Look at the quad roundness.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of quad roundness. He's got better hamstrings.
More detail. I think there's more detail on Tonio's lower body and his upper body for that matter. But Ross is bigger, obviously.
Here?
Well, that just going by that shot, I'd say Ross just because Tonio's not hitting the shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ross is totally in the shot right here either.
He's not either, yeah.
Ross had awesome condition. I'll say that.
I don't love the. Yeah, is he not fully open there? Like he opens wider than that, I think, doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
It looks better. There's better pictures though when he looks way more diced than that.
Yeah, his lower body looks crazy, but hard there.
Do you know where they are? Oh, here they are actually moving. It's always better to watch them moving. He looks harder in the video.
So is this finals?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
Because Tonio was winning after prejudging.
Yeah, and then Ross went ahead at finals
and beat him by 2 points.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened.
Well, he must have filled out.
Yeah.
Side chest is nice.
That's a really, really, really nice shot for him.
The posture of the side chest is so nice.
He looks so much bigger than Tonio there too, wider.
I feel like Tonio.
I wish Tonio would roll his shoulder back a little bit more. I think he'd make himself look wider in that shot.
Well, I was just going to say he's kind of crunching this together.
Yeah.
I feel like he might even do himself a favor if he stood a little taller because he's already a shorter guy.
Yeah.
He's dipping that front shoulder too low. The other where Ross is flat across, right?
Yeah, right.
For people watching at home, what we're talking about is this shoulder. This shoulder on Ross is actually pulled back to open up the chest, whereas Tonio is pulling it forward to crunch the chest together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like when guys do their side chest the way Tonio's doing it like that. They try to show more muscularity, I think, by doing it that way, but I don't think it's to your advantage.
The thing is about that, I don't think you need to show muscularity in this pec.
Right.
You only need it. You need it right here, and then you should open this pec up like this to see the full breadth of it.
Yeah.
Do you think he's trying to show detail in the serratus? Is that what he's trying to do there?
No, because you can do that by tilting. I think he's trying to flex this pec.
Yeah.
Right.
Make it look thicker.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to because
he really knows he's going to get outsized too in the sense he's trying to like show the muscle as opposed to like try and outwit the guy.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can't really. That's a crazy shot for Ross.
Remember a few months ago, Fouad, I said the same thing about Bonac. He kind of squeezes that pec in the side chest, makes himself look smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Ross's conditioning is fucking nuts. Look how it's just. But I don't think Tonio's far behind.
No. I like Ross in the back double there.
That double is crazy.
Yeah, his back double is great.
The erectors is non-existent on Tonio.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I think I give that to Tonio.
Not me.
There's too much detail in Ross's, like all the way down the back, all the way down.
Jose, what do you think?
I agree with you. I just my eye is drawn to Tonio.
I think, look, if we're talking condition, Ross has this nailed down 100%.
Yes. And it's probably way more dramatic in person.
Yeah, yeah. Like in person, it's probably nuts.
Mm.
Because
I still like Ross in that picture even.
It's not that much better. It's clearly better, but
yeah,
not as much as it is in person, I'm sure.
He's got high lats though, eh, Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see they insert here, but then they come up.
Yeah, yeah. Where's Tonio's insert right from the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is something
I like Tonio in that shot.
Okay, I just want to address, and I don't know if obviously I'm not, look, Tonio's winning shows right now, so I don't want to say I'm right, but I like the lat spread better when guys don't push the center of their spine outwards.
It's almost like the old school way, eh, of doing it.
You see how like his back is rounded, like the center of his spine is coming towards you. I feel like it's better when the spine is straight, and then you can see more detail in the back.
Yeah,
but I think guys do that because it might make it look a little wider.
Yeah,
that's the way John used to do it.
When guys pull it and then they do what you said and kind of set it back, so they show like and then they pop back.
Yeah, exactly. So
like you show the width, but then show the fucking statue pose, right?
Yeah. That's actually exactly how I would do it. I would roll my elbows all the way, my shoulders all the way forward, so it was open like this, and then when I lean back, I would straighten it out.
Yeah, that would actually, I think, would look great. You're kind of doing two shots in one there, but you're showing the full the full back that way.
Jose, who do you have in this shot?
Tonio. He's thicker.
How much more did Ross weigh, or did he weigh more than Tonio?
I'm sure he did. I bet he probably weighed 20 pounds more.
See, look, Tonio's doing that same thing with the shoulder here.
Yep.
Well, I bet you Ross doesn't do it. We'll see. Well, he's not comfortable.
Even when he crunches like that, when he's going forward, he's crunching his pecs together, making his shoulders narrow.
Okay, so this is what we're talking. I won't back it up. We kind of see what we're talking about. So Tonio's trying to crunch this pec and trying to show the detail in it. So he's rolling this shoulder forward. But it's
away his width.
But it's taking away his width. Whereas you see Ross has this shoulder pulled around to show the detail, but this shoulder is pulled back to give him more width. And I think Tonio would do himself a service by pulling this shoulder out, because his shoulders are wide enough and they're capped off well enough that he would still look thick as fuck, but his body would be wider.
Yep.
It's just not a good pose.
I can't believe Ross's condition, man. It's fucking gnarly. Yeah. And in person, this is probably crazy.
Yeah.
I love Tonio's shape on that shot, but I love Ross's detail and conditioning.
I think Ross hasn't beaten this shot.
I would have to agree. Yeah, if Tonio had more detail on his quads, maybe.
Well, because you can see, Ross's waist looks a little flatter, and he's got a lot more detail on the quad.
You see Tonio doing it again with his upper body, eh? Kind of like scrunching forward again, making himself look small.
Yeah.
It's almost the same shot. They're not really posing.
Ross's leg is crazy.
Yeah. You know what? It's splitting hairs, man. In some of these shots, it's like splitting hairs. Can I look at this? Fucking Ross is fired right up.
He's fucking fired up. I love it. He's ready to go to war.
This is a really good shot for him too. Kind of shows the structure. Okay, Jose, I'm going to tell you what I think, and you tell me if I'm right, because you and Paul are judges, so you guys can tell me if it makes any sense. I think a lot of it is splitting hairs. I think development-wise, Tonio is a little bit more development, especially in the shoulders, maybe the arms, maybe a little bit in the chest. Actually, in a lot of the upper body shots, I think he's more developed, but I think Ross's condition just put him over the top, because he's just so, like, everything is so polished.
Yeah.
And Tonio's got a little, like, he's just a little bit off in comparison to Ross. That's what gave him the win, because he's not physique wise, they're actually very like they're not far off each other.
No.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, and if Tonio changes the way he does those side shots, maybe it's a different story.
I mean, his
you know?
stature and his posture could have been those 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Like they could have been splitting hairs, and they see that Ross pulls that like side chest and the width of him, right?
Yeah.
That could be, if they're looking at like what are we nitpicking here? Like fuck, man. Like
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that
I'm
shot
sure
looks better.
I'm sure Jose could agree. Like I've seen many shows where guys have posed themselves out of positions. If you can't present your physique to its fullest, potential, you got to judge what you're looking at.
Right.
Well, you know what's interesting is, as Mike said, makes a lot of sense. It's like if it was only 2 points,
It could be.
It could have been that simple. Is like we don't know what
Those
to
two
do.
poses.
It could have went down pose for pose.
Like those side tricep and the side chest were like two shaky poses, right? Like Ross was shaking to get into it, not comfortable, but Tony was like,
scrunched together.
He's shrinking himself next to a bigger guy. So like,
interesting. So, and then let's go back. So that's the top two. So wait a minute. So before we move on, so Jose, do you agree with the decision, or do you think Tonio should have won?
I would have picked Tonio.
Paul, what do you think? Based on pictures, you weren't there, obviously.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It would have been close, but I just wish that Tonio was hitting those 2 shots difference. I think it would have been more decisive for me. But going by what I looked at, I would have leaned towards Tonio, I believe. Ross's high lats throw his physique off, in my opinion, and his back lat spread. It makes that shot look a little, off to me. I think it makes him look great from the front, though. It enhances his taper. Yeah. But and he looks great from the side too. But I love Tonio's detail and his full round muscle bellies, and I just wish he'd just hit a couple of those poses a little bit different.
Mike, what do you think?
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
both of them, Tonio. But I'm happy to see that. To see a guy like Ross win, and
look,
the fucking excitement he did, it was great.
Yeah. Ross, his waist was really impressive.
Yeah,
for a guy who's grown so much in the last few years. And to have legs that size that have grown like that and still have a tiny waist.
Yeah.
Like in his front double, his waist was non-existent.
Yeah, we should also note, like I've been watching Ross's progress. I've commented on a few of his photos. Like the progress he's made in a year is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's put on a lot of muscle. Him and Dom Cardone's coaching him. They've done a fucking awesome job together.
Everyone I see Dom coach makes great progress.
I think Dom's a good coach. For sure.
He's kind of quiet about it too.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's take a look at some of the other guys. Oh, this is top 2 again. This is 3 through 6. So Sergio.
What do you guys think about Sergio like posing his legs like that?
Yeah, another one for me. I think the posing could have maybe changed things a little bit.
I'm sure.
Just so fucking dominant. It's like I don't know why you're doing that, like toe out like that.
You know what?
Just stood closer together. It'd be like you're crazy looking, man. It's like he's spreading himself out so much all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like
so
I'm spreading out my upper body.
Roman poses similar to that in his front double bicep.
So I don't look, I'm just gonna guess because Sergio obviously is adamant, like he's very, very involved in the bodybuilding world and he studies a lot of different shit. So maybe he's already tried all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, and I can't tell from this shot necessarily, but if he doesn't have a crazy sweep and his waist is not tiny, then this is his way of creating illusion.
Yeah, I see.
So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think maybe it's too far out. Maybe he could just be out a little bit like this guy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad thing if he's trying to create a little bit of an X frame.
Yeah.
But I don't know I don't know, like I don't recall what his quads look like when they're just standing straight, if he's got a big sweep or not. Jose, sorry, go ahead, Paul.
I just like to see, like you said, like a little closer stance, like the guy next to him.
Like this guy, yeah. Jose, what do you think when you see this?
I think you're correct 100%. He's a bit wide-waisted, and he's doing that to create an X, which is working. And I'm not really thrown off by it. It's showing a lot of detail in that quad. You know, that what is that called? The sartorius sticking out, coming down right there. Yep. Yeah. And then all the separation in the quad. I think it looks good.
I feel like it looks good, but it could be a little closer.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little too spread out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But in this shot, I think he deserved third because I know some people thought he was fourth. So I don't know. I didn't get to watch the live feed, so I can't say, but from this video, I think he's third here so far.
I
In that
agree.
picture?
Well, it's
Like
a
in this
video
lineup?
in this video out of
If
these.
he's standing there like that, if he did his front double like that, he looks fucking great.
Yeah.
But now he's got his hands covering his waist.
Oh, but wait a minute, Mike. Yeah,
But he elevates pretty high through his sternum on his front double, right? So even if he pulled that sternum way up, like you're never gonna make the waist disappear. But it's like you're still creating length through there and sitting in those quads are fucking great. Like why spread them apart and get that inner thigh not to touch?
but does his sweep start low? Right? Because if his sweep starts low and his lats are high, then the whole thing looks too long. So he's creating an illusion by putting the foot out.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like if his sweep starts right here and his lats insert high, then he's got a whole line here to cover. So he sticks the leg out to shorten this line.
Well, I wonder why he doesn't do it on that pose though, on the front
Because
last
because his hands are here. Because his hands are here to shorten the line.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You can't see the line. He's pushing his stomach together here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like he can hide whatever width is in his waist. He can hide by pushing his fists together.
Yeah.
So you see the X-frame.
It just seems like the stomach's like bowed forward all the time.
Yeah.
It's like if you just pulled it back and set your shot like as ahead of your waist. Tuck your hip back.
Yeah.
It'd be like you're creating that illusion again. You don't need to like just get as wide as possible and spread out. You know what I mean? Like if he sits in his shot and he like puts his chest out over his knees or in front of his hip, and hits that front double, it's crazy because his fucking muscle's stupid, right?
Yeah.
He's like bigger than these guys, and he's making himself look like he's comparable to them.
Yeah.
I still got him winning handily, both of those poses.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's a great pose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Side shots into the side of the leg is fucking crazy detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I give him that shot too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Glutes are in. So that's a back double. So he's losing a little bit in the lat here on the bottom. You know, I don't know if the insertion, I can see a little bit of the insertion here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is a conditioning thing. His glutes like he's in pretty good shape. I mean, they're squared off. Or if it's I don't know. I'm not sure.
Posing issue.
Yeah.
If he tucks his glutes down, he's kind of sticking them out. Then you can see the lumbar, more detail in the lower back. He doesn't have that wrinkle.
I don't think it's a matter of the glutes. Is it? Remember what Mike was saying about him bowing his stomach out forward?
Yes. So if he tucks his glutes under, the lumbar will pop out.
Yeah, but I'm also saying is maybe he's arching his shoulders back too far, so it's hiding the like. If you see these guys, see that like they're more straight, whereas Sergio looks like he's arching his back
and his head's forward.
He's tipping back hard and leaning on that shelf, right?
Yeah,
his lat shelf, where he feels that thing set on his lat, he's just rocking on it. So you can see that because he's dominant across upper back, but his his lats are high, so it's hard for him.
Who do you guys have winning this shot out of these four?
I
actually have this guy winning the shot.
Yeah, his lower body looks crazy.
Fucking hams are thick as fuck. Glutes, everything's
his thighs are crazy.
Set here. Everything, arms could be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
This is
I still got Sergio.
I think the mass on Stu is pretty good too, and it's probably a lot better in person.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meat back there.
See, because you can see when he's standing up, the lat comes down to here.
Yeah.
See that? But then when he leans back on it, it kind of goes up because he's maybe leaning back too far.
How tall is Sergio?
I don't know.
6 foot.
I want to say, I think he said 5'11", could be 6 foot. I could be wrong.
It's like he's got crazy long legs for a guy that tall.
Because I think I remember I said when I saw him last, I said he was 6 foot and he said he was 5'11".
Yeah, I think so.
But here again, you can see the lat comes a little lower, but when he pulls up for the back double, See there, you can see it there.
That looks better.
It inserts there, right?
Yeah.
So it might be that he was just leaning back too far.
Yeah, I think so. It looks better there. They don't look so high there.
That's a good shot for him.
Yeah.
I wish he would.
Shot for Stu too, though.
I wish he would turn this back shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
If he turn this
Squeeze
back,
those abs.
if he turned this back shoulder a little bit, he'd probably look twice as wide.
Look at his leg from the side, though.
I know this is nuts.
Stu's upper body density is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like Stu just needs more maturity. Just
across that shoulder and chest, it's fucking wild.
Stu's going to be really good, man. I think he's going to be really good. He's still young too.
Yep.
I saw some other channel. I won't say who they are, but I think I was like making a comment that he didn't place as well because he didn't smile enough.
He's smiling right there.
Bro? No, I know that's what I'm saying. But it's like other shots, he's just hitting the shop. He's like, everyone else is smiling. You'd be surprised how much that counts. I'm like, you've never fucking done a show, dude.
Be surprised how much that counts.
Know how much? You know what station I'm talking about? I'm sure you can guess.
I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah.
And this guy's like nitpicking, like, bro, come on, man. Like,
he said it. He said
fucking guys could go on there with a mask on and no fucking facial showing, and it's about how you're looking, right? Like.
He said it's. He said you'd be surprised how much it matters.
Yeah, it matters at this point. He's like, you gotta look like you're enjoying yourself up there. It's like,
I can honestly say, I've never been at a table where someone said that guy's not smiling enough. Put the other guy first. I've never been to a show where that's been a conversation. This guy looks too mean. Don't play some
judges are like this.
Yeah, yeah. I can see if you're bikini or something, and you're like scowling, but not bodybuilding.
I can tell you this: Ian's been crushing shows left and right. The guy never ever fucking smiles.
He doesn't even grin.
No, he just stone faced.
Yeah.
He's like, everybody's got a nice smile across there. They're all like, he's like,
I think it looks stupid when guys try to over smile anyway. They try to like overdo that.
I got to show you something now that we're talking about this. This is fucking funny. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to repost it because of how fucking much of a jackass I look like. What is that fucking... What is it? Muscle Time? What is that old school? Yeah, Muscle Time.
Oh yeah. An IG page.
Check this out. Not bad, right?
Oh,
Not bad, right.
What show was that?
This is Tampa 2008.
I think I was there.
This is my first year as a pro. Check this out.
You won the show. You had the one from that. Did you not?
You're cheesing hard there.
In your modeling days.
This is why. This is why I never fucking smile. See how stupid that shit looks?
Yeah.
When you,
that was probably killing you to smile too, because you're probably like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers! I don't want to smile at all."
When you try and smile but you don't really want to. That's what it fucking looks like. That's why.
Yeah. Hey, good for you. You're killing Darren on that side chest.
No.
Yeah, look at that side chest. You're killing that pose.
I think Darren won the show.
Well, he might have, but that pose you were killing him on.
Yeah, I got fucking. There's look at this is Flex Lewis smile.
Looks like Popeye.
That's Flex trying to smile. That was before the 212. Dennis looks good smiling. Dennis looks good smiling.
Get a crazy physique guy.
Didn't Dennis win that one?
That's more natural. This is what my natural face.
Yeah, that's more of your expression.
Look, stupid. All right. So what did you think about all the places in Cali then? We're good across the board? Top 4, top 5?
We didn't see them, did we?
Oh, I didn't show you the actual placings, no.
I don't think you did.
Oh, but it was Tonio, or no, sorry. It was Ross, Tonio, Sergio, Stu.
Yeah, I just like the 6 or the 5 through 10. I was just wondering who that was.
We never do 5 through 10.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
Hey, those guys matter too. He's gonna forget about them.
Well, I'm still thinking about Denmark over there. What's going on?
Yeah. I was just wondering who else might have been in the show that.
You're right, Paul. Let me see if I can't find a scorecard. That's the only reason why I'm not finding it.
Okay.
I don't want to sit here and search for a scorecard for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay. So we have Toronto coming up. Jose.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're going to Toronto?
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say hi to me this time?
This time I will, because I'm not working the show.
You gotta come to Fat Fork. You
Coming
gotta
to
come to
dick
Fat
around.
Fork with us.
Why are you coming to Toronto?
Because I got a couple people on the show,
In the pro show or amateur?
the pro show.
Are you coming alone or are you bringing the wife?
I'm bringing her. She won't let me go anywhere. I don't blame her.
You're not allowed to go anywhere without her?
No.
Why not?
Just
All right,
better
all
this
right.
way, man.
Can you speak? Can you speak freely, or can she hear you right now?
No, she ain't here. She's gonna watch it though.
Oh,
I'll cut this. I'll cut this.
Fouad
I'll
will
cut
cut
this
it,
part
yeah.
out. I'll cut this part out if I can remember.
No.
The worst cut of all time. So,
No.
So you're not allowed to leave the house.
Yeah, no. She's young. She's never been to Toronto.
Oh, so
So-
you're bringing her just to see Toronto.
Yeah.
Is that it, or
It was
because you're?
beautiful.
Is that
I've
it?
had a lot of fun up there.
Is it because you're not allowed to go without her for real?
A little
It's
bit.
okay. There's no shame in it. It's so fine. You know.
Yeah, she just feels better keeping an eye on me.
think twice
Is
if
it a
you're
new-
in
is it-
trouble.
How long you been together, Jose? How long you
Yeah.
guys been together for?
3 years.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Takes a while.
Yeah.
What do you mean it takes a while, Paul? You mean
It took my wife a little while too.
so you mean like to trust him?
They want to be a part of stuff too. It's not just about trust. They want to share these moments with you.
And she's very good friends with one of the
Hey,
guys.
I'm not saying he shouldn't bring her. He said it. I'm just curious. I'd like to know. I'm always very interested in the dynamic of people's relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
she's-
Because there's so many different. Everybody on the podcast has a little different dynamic to their relationship. Like Mike and Kat are inseparable. She's with him everywhere. He doesn't want to go anywhere without her. He doesn't go anywhere without her, according to him. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
that's right. Everywhere we go together.
Love you, babe.
No, they're kidding.
Paul, you have a wife and 2 kids, and you're a married man. That's
Yep.
Dynamic.
Yep.
And Ian and Melissa are like kind of weird. They're like no, in a good way. I mean, like he talks about his sexual exploits around her. She don't care.
His
You know,
curiosities.
most of our wives would be like, "Fucking, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you talking about that shit?"
Yeah. You're
so-
getting a death stare from the side, like
And now I'm trying to figure out Jose's. That's all. I like to be nosy.
Yeah, I like to take her places too. That she's never been,
So she's never been to Canada. She's never been to Canada.
No.
Oh yeah.
Are you
where are you
guys?
staying? The host hotel?
We're staying in an Airbnb like 15 minutes from the venue.
Are you busy?
We're actually right in downtown.
Are you busy Saturday
Oh,
night?
fuck you.
No. But the show's Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
So
But- When are you flying home? Monday.
yeah.
So Mike was going to take us to this fucking awesome place to eat that he found
Yeah.
or knows about. If you want to
It's called
come,
Fat Fork.
if you want to come on Saturday night,
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to trying that place.
let's take a
All
look.
right.
Let's
We're
take a
ever
going.
have
We're doing that
Zets?
Saturday night.
Did you guys ever have Zets when you were in
Yeah.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
I
been
love
there
it.
It's
many
the
times.
guys from Zets.
I love
is it?
Zets.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to like get misquoted here, but I guess these 2 guys basically grew Zets to what it was, and then jumped ship and opened this place. So
Dude,
Oh,
Zets.
I had a burger there. That was fucking unbelievable.
I don't think
Every-
I've ever finished all my food at Zets before. They give you
Everybody
so
who comes
much.
here,
The plate's like this big.
Yeah.
It's massive. Yeah.
everybody who comes here to guest post, I take him to Zets.
Yep.
So this is Fat Fork, 2200 Dundas Street. By the way, he's not sponsoring us or anything. I'm not plugging this just because Mike sent it to me, and this fucking looks great.
Ooh.
Mm. Are they open late?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think
Yeah.
they're-
Okay.
With desserts, Polly.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's mine.
Baklava.
It's a
Oh, look at that.
baklava cheesecake. It's fucking
Oh,
Ooh.
man.
You know what? It's the same thing as Zets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks very similar.
I love it.
honestly, it's a little better though. Not gonna
Is
lie.
Is that Middle Eastern or Greek? It's Greek.
Greek?
Greek.
Yeah.
I love Greek food.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, you love Greek food, Paul?
Yeah. I do.
What's your favorite Greek dish?
Dolmades.
Potatoes.
Flaming cheese.
I love this.
I go to the Greek
Spanakopita.
festival every year, Fouad.
Do you
I
know
go to
the,
the Greek
do you know the
festival every
name
year.
of this of the flaming cheese in Greek?
Opa.
In Greek?
Opa.
It's not Opa.
No.
That's what they say when they light it on fire. I don't know the actual name. What is it again? If I heard the name, though, I'd remember it.
Saganaki.
That's it.
Saganaki.
Yeah.
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki.
Japan.
All right, Fat Fork, Saturday night with Jose.
Let's
Are you-
go.
And then
Am I what?
Sunday night, drinks.
Yes.
You're the alcoholic on the podcast.
Are you pointing at Paul?
No, I'm pointing at you. You're the only person
Your
I
hand
know.
went, like right towards Paul.
You're the only person I know that drinks beer socially and recreationally, and
Yeah.
not just to get drunk. You just drink it because you like the taste.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You like to drink, Fouad. You like to have a
Some
drink.
people like to smoke weed.
No, not like Jose. Jose likes to drink like the way I drink sugar-free Kool-Aid in my water. That's the way Jose likes. That's the way Jose likes to drink a beer. He enjoys.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Oh, yeah. The Boston thing, probably.
What is that, Sam Adams?
No, it's a boom sauce. It's a IPA.
How do you feel about the Bud Light and Miller Lite fiascos, Jose? Since you're a beer guy, do you give a shit?
I think it's terrible. I think they're going to possibly blow up Anheuser-Busch, the whole company.
Well, they've already tried to
rebrand.
They tried to rebrand by making a deal with Harley Davidson.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little
They try to pick the most masculine company they could think of and try to team up with them.
I heard they called Mike Van Zwick to try to make up for it.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I didn't know you were coming to Toronto. All right, so now back to the show. It turns out it's gonna be a fucking really good show. We got Ian, Hassan, Mo Shaban. Who else is doing the show? Joe Seaman. There's a bunch of guys doing the show. Robin. What's that other guy? The flip-flop sandal guy.
Flip-flop sandal guy.
Yeah, he moved up from 212. Jason Lowe.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Lowe. I don't know if he's going to be able to match size-wise with these guys, but he's got a good physique.
Yeah.
He's another one with a tiny waist.
Jason Lowe.
You think Sergio will show up?
I don't know.
He's not.
No. Why do you say that?
Because I heard through the grapevine he had like a bone spur in his mouth from where he had a tooth pulled or something.
Oh,
and it's I guess it's really bad, and he's got to take care of it.
Okay.
This guy can't catch a break. I mean,
really? Fuck.
Yeah.
It just tells me when things are running smooth for him, he's going to do some damage.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm just trying to find the Toronto. I remember somebody posted a Toronto shot somewhere with like everybody who's doing it. But even just those guys alone, if we just talk about
Mo Shaban is no joke.
He won last year.
I was just going to say, if we talk about Ian, Mo, and Hassan, I mean, that to me is the top three.
That's a great top three. And Ross, isn't Ross doing too?
Ross will probably do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Ross will match up size-wise. I mean, these are some thick boys. Ian's going to go on at like 260, 265.
He's that big right now?
Dude.
What was he at our show?
I think, listen, at his worst, which was last year at the Olympia when he was flat, he was like 255, 256, I think, or something like that.
That's a lot of muscle.
So I think Ian's gonna be 260 or over.
Yeah.
So that's fucking massive because I think he's only like 5'9", 5'8".
Yeah.
And then you have Hassan, who's thick as fuck, but
even shorter.
The thing about Hassan to me is this: he's gonna have more muscle than Ian, but he's structurally narrow, whereas Ian is structurally wide as fuck. So I think that might be Ian's feather in his cap. But then you have Mo, who's kind of a wild card.
I like Mo.
That's why I said Mo. He's probably the most dangerous one to Ian anyway.
I don't know.
I would worry about him more than Hassan.
Yeah, I would worry about Mo more than Hassan if I was Ian, but I don't think Mo will be able to achieve the condition he needs to beat Ian.
Yeah.
Because Ian's not only going to be 260, 265. He's going to be fucking peeled out of his mind.
and he's gonna be full. He's gonna yeah.
He's working with
Right.
Matt. He's working with
Yep.
Matt. Matt
Yep.
always peaks
Is
his
this their
guys.
first show back together?
Yeah.
Yep.
After they worked together, obviously you know that they worked together before,
Yeah.
and then he went to Patrick for a little while, and now he's back with Matt, and this is their first show back. But I don't
That's
think
exciting.
yeah, I don't think Matt's gonna have trouble figuring Ian out because he's when you're dealing with somebody who's shredded all the time. I mean, it's going to be, and he has a pretty good he does a pretty good job of peaking everybody. So,
And Ian's a workhorse. So, someone like Matt just points and clicks, and he knows Ian's going to do every damn thing.
The other thing, too, about Mo is even though he's got an amazing physique, he's bottom heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think, again, with Ian's width and structure, I think I don't know if he's going to be able to beat him.
I think this is Ian's show. I think the battle's going to be for second.
I hate to be like biased because he's my friend, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible. But I think if Matt peaks him the way I think he's going to, I don't think the other two can beat him.
No, I think he's coming for redemption for one thing, and he's well rested right now, and he's had a great off season. So yeah, I think we'll see the best Ian yet.
What were you going to say, Mike? Sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
A lot of nothing.
What do you think about the three? You think that's all logical?
I think just like Samson, you're a little biased on Ian.
All right, then give me the argument then. I like this. Tell me the opposite argument.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I think
no, that's why there's four. That's why there's four of us, and you're a judge. So tell me what you think.
No, I think Ian, as you eloquently stated, he has the widest structure. He's also very large. It's not like he's thin.
Yeah.
And he's only getting better. And he's already won a bunch of shows.
His back looks crazy improved too, especially
at fucking. I mean, Ian is clearly the front runner. And none of those guys, other than Joe Seaman, has proved that they can bring that condition as consistently as Ian.
Yeah.
And Joe is not a threat to Ian just due to his structure.
Yeah. When Mo is in shape, he's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And so is Hassan. But I just feel like their upper bodies both kind of are similar in that they're not extremely wide guys. So I think they would both have to be like in the best condition ever to beat Ian.
Yeah, unless Mo comes back, with a different upper body than last year, like put on, some serious size upper body. But I haven't seen nothing of either one
in a while.
No,
right?
I think he posted something. I don't know.
Did he do the Olympia? He qualified.
No. He posted something. I just don't know if it was recent or not.
Something like last summer that he was done for the year.
He did a few shows last year.
I thought this was recent. No.
Scroll down.
Well, it says 4 days ago.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is recent, I'm sure.
And it says peak
4 days ago.
Peak week feels. I feel like this is it, but this is a thing I see with Mo's physique is this is the final week. The skin on Ian's physique is like from the leg photos he posted is already like way thinner than this.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much sharper he'll get this week. I mean, he could be holding water. It could be like a lot of different things. But he needs to be sharper than this if he's going to beat Ian. But assuming he is, Jose, structurally, do you think he could pull it off?
Sure. He looks thick as hell there.
Yeah, he does. He's got amazing legs.
He's got a tight waist and huge arms and huge legs. So that looks great in a lot of poses, like front double.
That's an extra double. That's last year's Toronto.
I want to see what the back looks like because that's going to be one of the deciding factors, I think.
Crazy legs.
Awesome quads.
He's got a great physique.
Yeah.
It will be a good battle. I just feel like Ian will outsize him. I want to see if I can find a back shot somewhere.
And Ian's taller too. This kid's like 5'6", 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Thick.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Is he living in Toronto now?
No, you're thinking of Hassan. Hassan
moved to Toronto.
I think he's in Hamilton.
Yeah, the GG is outside of Toronto.
He's got like slabs of muscle on him. Hassan. When you see him at the gym, it's just like chunks of fucking.
Oh fuck! I clicked off
slabs of beef.
Well, are we gonna take bets?
I'm not. I can't.
What?
Well, I don't know. I shouldn't do bets. I'm judging the show. I don't want to seem biased or anything. I shouldn't make predictions down.
Yeah, whatever, Pete Rose.
That's a fucking cop. Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't want to.
No. I guess you're right. You're judging. You can't. Okay. Okay. Jose, you want to make a bet? Or are you taking?
Sure.
Are you taking Ian?
Yeah.
Well, we can't bet then. Mike?
Yeah, we're all going to take Ian.
Sounds fun.
Ian. Are we betting on second and third?
Second and third, yeah, that'd be a better.
I'll say.
I say Joe's second.
Second.
Really, eh?
You think Joe's second, Mike?
Yeah, I think he'll beat that Mo guy.
Yeah?
No way.
And Ross and
Mike, let's bet if...
Now he wants to bet. Now I got to bet.
Okay, you think Joe's second? Who's third?
No,
is the Ross guy doing it?
Mo second.
I think he is.
No. Mike said Joe is second.
I said Joe second.
Jose, who do you think
it's going to come down to a battle of fucking heavyweights?
I think
like
Mo.
Crazy condition.
Mo will be second.
I'm going to say it's Ian, Hassan, Mo.
I think Hassan will miss the mark.
I don't think so, man.
Have you seen him recently, Mike?
No.
Hassan's on his
so you got some
ninth
inside info.
in 8 shows.
Really?
Hey, he's had every coach.
That doesn't mean anything. Look.
Was he with Aceto?
He was.
Not anymore?
And then he went to the cement factory. When was this? 5 days ago.
And
he's not even flying.
Got a lot of fucking muscle, dude.
Does he ever?
Oh, he has the most.
Pound for pound, he's one of the biggest guys in the IFBB.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what it looks like shredded.
He still doesn't have it's not his waist is that much better than Joe's. Like it looks better. He controls good from the front, but it's not still a thick waist. Joe can come in bigger than him.
I think Joe can beat him.
I do too.
I agree.
I think he will beat him.
I'm not laughing because you guys picked Joe. I'm just laughing because it's interesting how everything changes so quickly. Okay, let's bet.
The thing with Hassan is like
I bet we'll just do a one person bet. And no offense, Joe, but I think Hassan beats Joe, and you guys take Joe over Hassan. Loser's got to buy dinner for the other person.
I'm out of the bet.
Is Flanagan
Paul's out of it.
Paul, we get it, man.
just making sure.
I'm not cool with this.
I'll send you guys my picks privately and then delete it.
I think Ross is doing it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Or you want to just bet on who places higher out of those two?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Joe placing higher than Hassan.
I got Joe.
I got Hassan.
That's an interesting bet.
Okay, so
yeah, that's a Middle Eastern bias right there.
I'm like, Mo's gonna win. Hassan's gonna take second. Fuck all the white guys.
Exactly.
No, okay, so loser buys dinner for the other person.
At the place at Soto.
No.
On Sunday night.
No.
Me and Paul are judging, so we can't buy dinners.
You judge this weekend too,
You're not judging.
Yeah.
You're not judging. You're
Who do you
liar.
mean I'm not?
Fucking liar.
How do you know?
Because I know you're not.
Why? Because I'm not Canadian?
Because you said I'm not judging.
You just told us you're not.
You told us.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right. So, but that means I got to buy 2 dinners. You guys only got to buy 1. I should get a handicap.
I'll give you a couple bucks.
All right. You guys got to buy me drinks the whole night as well.
All right.
There you
Deal.
go.
Okay, deal. Okay. Let's see. Questions?
I'll be right back. I got the kids ready for bed.
Okay. See you in half an hour.
He's going to sing lullabies
Okay.
about Copenhagen
All right.
being in.
What do you think, Jose? Questions? Or is
Let's
there
do it.
anything else you want to cover?
We got to go over our possible being food addicts.
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't think Jose, we got to wait for Paul to come back. Let's do some questions. We'll do remind me to do the food acts before we go.
All right.
Okay. One gay act equals one Olympia. How many Olympias are you going to win?
One gay act equals one Olympia. What's a gay act?
Like, yeah, it could just be kissing another man, or do you have to have like sex with another man?
I think kissing another man is a gay act.
I'll win a dozen.
Kissing everybody up in this motherfucker.
I'd win 9.
Let's see. Thoughts on having an incremental yearly weight increase for classic. When you turn pro, the cap may be 220. For every active year of competing, a competitor is given 1.5 pounds to their cap. It stops being no.
I kind of lost.
Way too hard to keep track of. They can't. It has trouble as it is.
It's not even the point. Everybody is getting bigger, and the whole point of these classes was that they're not bigger. Yeah. So no, I don't think it's a good idea.
I heard a rumor.
Yes.
Quickly, that men's physique are going to start being limited in weight.
I heard that too, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, because these guys are huge.
I think me and Ian were talking about it, and Ian said that he didn't care. And I said, I don't really care. I mean, the guys look good, they look good. But I think just for the criteria of the physique or of the class, that criteria of that class originally was a beach body. Right. Some of these guys are bigger than the classic guys.
Right.
And physique.
I think they tried to prove a point in New York by having Ryan Terry win.
Yeah.
He was the smallest of the first call out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he looked insane.
They should just put a weight cap the same way as they do for classic. That way you don't have to guess. You can be like, this is as big as you can get. End of story. For your height.
No, I don't agree with that. I think you just got to start like they did this weekend, start rewarding the physiques that are more appropriate for the category.
I understand. Look, the physiques that are appropriate for the category are going to rise to the top regardless. You know, small waist, big shoulders. Those guys are always going to rise to the top. My point is, though, it would be nice to know where I have to be. Like, put it this way. Let's say for bikini, right? A lot of these girls are guessing because they tell them like, don't get too big, don't get too shredded. Yeah. We want to see this, we want to see that. So a lot of the girls are guessing. They look in the mirror like, am I too big? Am I not too big? Who won last year? Maybe I'm bigger than her. Maybe I'm not. Am I too shredded? Maybe I got to get. It's like it would be nicer to be like classic, where you're like, look, if you're 5'5", this is your fucking weight limit. And then if you have the structure, you're going to do well anyway. But I think that way you're not like getting guys who are 5'5", fucking 230, which I've seen in some men's physique shows. Like, some of these guys are big as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a beach body category when the guys they look like mini bodybuilders.
Yeah. A weight limit would definitely bring that in.
Paul, what do you think of the women's physique? Are they out of control or what?
As far as size goes,
yeah. I mean, some of them look like they can win bodybuilding shows.
And that's the same kind of thing's going to start happening there. Is like, where do you draw a line between women's physique and women's bodybuilding?
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Jose, on the show. We were talking about that, and I said I felt the women's classes are getting too blurred.
That's maybe where you'll see a weight class before you'll see men's physique having a weight class. I think women's physique may have a height weight cap, which that's the only way to rein it in, really, because otherwise it's just the evolution, you know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the same thing's going to happen with wellness, because the wellness girls are going to get thicker up top, and they're going to end up starting to look like physique girls with a bigger ass.
Yeah. Well, when you got all these different categories, the lines start getting blurred, you know.
Yeah, but they wouldn't if they would just clearly define with weight limits, like women's physique. This is as big as we want you to get. This is the limit. Right. Wellness, your upper body can't you can't let somebody win that looks like they could be a physique competitor.
Yeah, you got to make sure there's a clear separation between the two.
Yeah, because
I think
bikini
girls and the amateurs are having a hard time with that too, because they're trying to find their place in what they're trying to do. Like there was a girl at the gym the other day. She looks fantastic. She's shredded like crazy, and she has glutes and she has like legs. But when I talked to her, I said, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend? Figure?" And she's like, "No, wellness." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
you're not wellness."
Yeah,
like, from what I think it is, right? Like, structurally, you look like figure. So
and that's where I think, like, we do like this thing in Canada, at least, where competitors can get like a judge's feedback after a show, and I think that's important, like for people who are stuck like that, where they don't really know where they fit. Because a lot of people, like I see with men's physique, I'll see a men's physique guy, first time competitor, the guy should be in open bodybuilding. He doesn't know any better, so he just throws on a pair of boxers, and shorts and goes on stage.
You know what I think it is with women, and Ian touched on this a couple weeks ago. I think wellness is such a popular category right now that girl and figure is not a popular category right now. So even girls that belong in the figure category are like, I want to do wellness.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's just more popular to be right now in wellness.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
wellness, I've definitely started to see where it's starting to get a little blurry. What's wellness? What's when women's physique? They're getting big.
I'm telling you, man, even figure, like, remember, like Erin Stern was Miss Figure Olympia.
Yeah.
Now look at Miss Figure Olympia. She's double the size.
Yeah, Nicole Wilkins. Remember that?
Yeah,
physique,
Nicole Wilkins, same thing. So it's like, I think, and this is the normal evolution of bodybuilding. Like everybody wants to go, oh, she won. Well, I'll get a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
How about Dana Lynn Bailey was the original women's physique?
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's not even the same.
When I see the women's physique category, and I hope I don't get roasted for this, because I'm not saying they should do it, but I'm like, you could just get rid of women's bodybuilding and just have women's physique, because they're just almost the same size. Like they're not, I don't want to say they're the same size, but like,
they're just as freaky or even freakier.
You do get a lot of them though who are in betweeners, like or right on the cusp of going open bodybuilding, but not quite. So they're staying women's physique still for now. I
like, you know what, maybe, I'm sure a lot of people don't agree, but I like the idea of weight classes.
I agree with that.
I think if you see how successful it's been with Classic, everybody knows exactly where they're supposed to be. This is my weight, this is my height, and you don't see them like Chris. Chris has looked like Chris for 4 years. Obviously, he's made little changes, and with Hani, he looked a little bit fuller, whatever, a little bit sharper, but like Chris isn't getting like that much bigger. You don't see his physique changing dramatically over time.
The only risk I see with that, Fouad, is like when you start putting weight limits, people start trying to make weight, going to extreme measures to make weight, and things can, unfortunate things can happen.
You know how you change that though? So there's been I can't remember if it's the PFL or One Fighting. Ben was telling me about it. One of the fighting leagues is making it so that your walking around weight is your fighting weight.
How do you do that?
They're weighing them like ahead of time.
Like several times.
Yeah. So like you can't just cut 10 pounds of fucking water and then go rehydrate and eat and go on at 200 pounds when you're supposed to be a middleweight.
That makes
if you walk around at 200 pounds, you fight at 200 pounds. You don't.
But the only way I see, you'd have to make it random when they weigh you, because if I know I got a weigh in on Wednesday, I'm gonna
Look, I know
weighings.
Look, I know I know it's a challenging thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I have the answers to how to do it, but I'm saying if they can do it in a fighting league, why can't they do it in bodybuilding?
Yeah, there's definitely maybe it's time to start talking about different ways of doing it.
Maybe you just make the weigh in the morning of the show. Think about it, because if I can't rehydrate or eat, then I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm fucked. So it's like whatever I'm gonna go on at, that's what I'm going on at. Right? If you weigh everybody in at 9 a.m. and they go on stage at fucking 11, that's it. That's your fucking weight. I know logistically that's tough because there's so many competitors now, but that's one way you could do it.
Yeah.
The New York Pro used to do that, 212.
Yeah, the thing is, I just don't know if it'd be possible if we put weight limits on all the classes, because now you're weighing fucking. I mean, at the pro shows, there's not that many people in the classes. There's only 10, 20, 10, 15 people. So you could do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could make it. You could do it.
I'm just saying it's one of the ways to alleviate the health measure, because I thought that too. I'm like, fuck, now you got a whole bunch of classes of people dehydrating their fucking face off.
Yeah, and athletes always go to extremes.
Yeah, but if you weigh them in 2 hours before the show, you're still gonna have some people try extreme shit, but at least it'll be a lot less people.
Yeah.
Or if somebody has a different technique as to how to weigh them, like 5 weeks out or whatever, you tell us your fucking weight, and that's the weight you got to stick with. Maybe the weight when you turn pro, like, I don't know the solution.
Yeah. I don't know if you could find a perfect way of doing it, but
I just think if you don't have a weight limit, the person never knows how big they can get. And inevitably, just like we're seeing in physique, people are always going to try and add a couple pounds to get ahead of the competition.
Yep.
Like, think about it. If there was no weight cap in Classic, how many guys would be trying to get bigger than Chris to beat him?
Because that's what you think the only way I could beat him is to get bigger than him.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm not
going to keep my waist small.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm not going to beat him on structure. He's like fucking perfect.
Right.
So maybe if I can make my back bigger, my legs bigger, then I'll beat him.
Right.
Then you end up with guys that are fucking might as well be mini bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. Anyway. What's going on, Paulie?
Not much, Fouad. How are you?
Not bad. We are a little bit older, and Viagra and Cialis are a part of our schedules as bodybuilders. I know I use a low dose for better pumps. Do you use Cialis or Viagra at all?
I use Cialis every day.
Use it in the bedroom?
I do have some stronger ones for the romantic evenings with my wife.
Well, is it embarrassing to ask the doctor?
No, I'm not embarrassed by it.
Well, I know some people are embarrassed to ask the doctor. So if you go to rexmd.com/RBP, you can now get your Viagra or Cialis for 90% off by using code RBP. So if you're using it for the gym to get better pumps, or if you're using it for the girl to make her happy, either way, you can get your prescriptions or your Viagra, your Cialis through rexmd.com/RBP. It's a good deal, right? 90% off?
90% off with your code, or
90% off with the RBP code.
That's crazy. I'm probably going to order right now on my phone.
All right, check it out.
I will.
What gear do you think made the most notable change in your physique? Jose?
Test.
GH.
Insulin.
Mike. Do you really?
I think it makes a massive difference in a ton of people's physiques once they understand it.
I think maybe I just never understood it, because everybody I talk to and stuff you read is like the most anabolic hormone. And I'm like, I just could never. Every time I did it for any extended period of time, I just got fat. So
It's gonna happen.
I've never. I only did it a handful of times.
Me too.
the only time I had really good success with it was like loading for a show.
I had a great success with it one show, carb loading.
Yeah.
And did you load the night before or the morning of? Or...
2 days, I think. Well, Fouad was my coach. I think we did a 2-day load, two or three.
It was Wednesday, Thursday load.
Yeah, I think we loaded heavy the first day with insulin, and then we tapered it off.
Yeah, it was the Wednesday, Thursday load, Friday, no insulin, more fats, and then cut water on Friday, and then Saturday's the show. But it worked. It worked. Like, when I don't want people to get the wrong idea. If you're a 200-pound guy, you probably don't need to load with insulin. But when you're talking about guys who weigh 250, 260 pounds, I know you were, Paul.
I was 200 pounds. Can you put the bar a little bit lower the bar, please, Fouad?
You're a hyper responder.
So you just use less insulin.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It doesn't really matter, like, your weight, because you would just use less. But you could probably fill out a smaller physique a lot easier with just eating normally. But
I think you got to be really lean too for it to work well if you're going to load with it.
I feel like GH made the difference with my physique.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would have ever reached the size that I needed to before I did GH. I think it put me into that bigger category. I don't think my body wanted to go there. Once I started using GH, I started to notice things were different.
See, when I was competing, I couldn't afford GH. So it wasn't until later in life where I started using pharmaceutical GH mostly. And so, so my doctor only gives me like 1 IU a day. So it's just enough to keep me looking young. It doesn't make me big.
Try doing 10 IUs and your fucking muscle.
I would have loved to experience that. Yeah, I would have loved to experience that just for a little while at least.
The best thing about GH is I would only do 4 or 5 IUs in the off season, but when you're prepping and you get closer to a show, you can jack it up to 6 or 8. And it's amazing how little food I could eat and how full my muscles would stay.
Yeah.
With fucking using GH.
That's what I used to hear. That would have been. I would like to experience that.
It didn't do what other people said though. Like, oh, you can eat whatever you want, you'll get shredded. I'm like, I didn't really experience that, but I did experience like a lot more fullness when eating really low calories.
Yeah.
So, Jose, you think test?
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the base for everything, I guess.
Yeah. Game changer.
Yeah.
It changed everything. Made me so much stronger and aggressive and
horny.
Yes.
Everything.
By the way, Fouad, I've been microdosing now for like 3 weeks. I like it.
Oh yeah? Are you feeling better? You don't look any bigger though.
I feel like I am a little harder.
I think it's because you're not a hyper responder like me.
What are you doing? Like 50 milligrams a day?
0.2. 0.2 5 days a week.
0.2 5 days. So 50 milligrams.
Yeah. No. 20. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. 40 milligrams. 40 milligrams 5 days a week.
40 milligrams 5 days a week. Jose, are you natural right now?
Oh, 100%.
What's the most test you ever took in a week?
1,000.
Don't lie.
No, I've done 250 every other day.
Yeah.
Through a prep. Yeah. And it would be 750 1 week, 1,000 the next.
Yeah.
And so on.
Mike,
I've never needed it. Like, how much more do you need than 1,000? My levels are probably
Let's find out.
You can do more. It works.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I needed it.
Mike, is there a big difference if you went from like 1,000 milligrams of test to 2,000 milligrams of test in a week?
No, I've done 2,000. I didn't feel.
There's a point.
There's not like a big jump.
1,500 was like a sweet spot for me.
Yeah.
1,250.
I was about 1,000 a week, the highest I ever got.
There's a point of diminishing returns. So there was one off season I went nuts just to see. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do all the tests. It just made me fat and watery. Not fat, but it made me watery as fuck. No, but I think it's like Mike said, there's a point of diminishing returns where you're like, okay, this is just increasing my blood pressure at this point, but I'm not getting any stronger. I'm not getting any bigger. And mine was the same as Mike's, like 1,500. And then I finally settled around 1,250. I found was the perfect amount.
Yeah.
15, if I was being aggressive, 15 worked well, but anything over 15, I found was just like, okay, this isn't making me any better.
I used to feel good at 750 when I was in those days.
Yeah, well, but you would have felt better. You'd have felt better at 1,250.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't as big as you, so who knows? It might not have been the same.
Mike, what's the highest you ever experimented with?
I just said 2,000 was like the highest I went.
That's the most you ever went?
Yeah, I just noticed I was just like getting didn't even like myself because I was just like irritated and fucking.
Yeah,
I wasn't enjoying even working out at that point. I was like, I'm fucking mad at everything.
Yeah,
which is hard for me because I'm already mad at everything anyway. So. I was like, maybe I should tone this down a bit.
All right, so answer the question, Fouad.
What?
You asked all of us.
I'm the one who asked the questions. I don't answer. It's my fucking podcast. Get your own podcast. When I'm on your podcast, then you can ask me. I don't have to fucking tell you.
You wouldn't come on mine.
I'd come on your podcast. Of course I would.
Right.
I don't want to divulge. It was really reckless.
Why'd you have us?
You didn't have to answer.
I'd say 4 grams.
Plus, you lied anyway. You said 1,000. It's bullshit. I saw how big you were.
100%.
Fuck you. Actually, I know. Actually,
1,000. But 1,000 with what else in the mix?
Well, no.
What was your total milligrams?
I know what Jose. I know what Jose looked like naturally, so I do believe you. Actually,
I've done 400 Tren. I've done 400 Masteron. I've done 1,000 test.
You know what?
That's the highest.
That's the most shocking one I hear about. The most Tren I ever did was 700, and I think that's a fucking lot. And I hear people like doing 1,000 like regularly.
That's crazy.
And I
never came anywhere near that.
I remember what my sleep was like at 700, and what my mood was like, and like
moods.
And I'm like, how the fuck are people? Either their gear is total shit, or they're absolutely insane. I can't imagine going over. Like, I thought 700 was a lot.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. It is a lot. Yeah. That is a lot.
You're right. It was a lot.
No, No, but it's not nowadays though, Mike. It's crazy how many people I've heard are doing 1,000 or more.
My wife could always tell when I was on trend. I'd lie to her. She'd be like, "You're on trend. You're being an asshole," and I'd be like, "No, I'm not." But I'd hide the
What you
model.
mean?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, the people that are doing 1,000 trend don't look it.
No,
No.
no, no. And you know what? To be honest, I'll be totally honest with you. Like I said, that year I tried to go a little bit crazy with the test. That wasn't my best year of gains. Like, I honestly feel like Mike said, I totally agree with him 100%. 1,500 was like, if I was being aggressive, that was the max before I started to see shit like not get any better. But you know what? This is also interesting. There's a really More Plates, More Dates. Derek from More Plates, More Dates has done like a really good video on you can't gauge your test by somebody else's commentary. Because
Sorry, say it again.
well, you can't gauge what you would take based on what somebody else took. Like if you say I took 750 and I had amazing gains, and I said, oh, it would be better at 1,500, that's not necessarily true. It depends on how your body's processing it, you know what I mean? Like how your body is using the test.
Okay,
and what you have to watch this video. I'm not going to try and explain it the way Derek does, but basically he was saying everybody's going to react to a different test level differently based on how they're
different people are going to react different to like 19 NORs and like DHTs and different classifications are going to spark different guys different ways based on their own individual whatever makeup, right? So to say test is best, like everyone used to say, like I heard that growing up too. It's like, is it though? Because some guys barely touch test and they crank fucking Deca or fucking Primo and they're like, you know what I mean? They're not cranking tests the way we do.
I just mean for the people like listening, I don't want them to get the wrong idea and be like, oh well, Fouad said 1,500 was amazing, so it must be amazing. It might be for you, but you might also be like some of the guys I've had on the podcast are like, man, the most I maxed out at, like Jose said, 1,000 or 750. Your body may just be using it better, or you might have more free testosterone floating around. It's better for you.
You might just not like the way you feel at a higher dose. You know.
No, but I'm talking strictly about the way your body
responds to it.
If you watch the video, he did a video. It was a while back now. He's talking strictly about the way your body utilizes the testosterone and what your natural testosterone levels are, or the way you're not. I don't remember exactly how he put it, but he said 750 for you might be incredible, whereas 750 for me might not do shit. So everyone's going to react differently to the test level. So you can't say, well, that pro bodybuilder's lying. He said he takes 1,000. He must, because it could be amazing for him.
Yeah.
1,000 also depend on your weight and your size and your structure too, right? A lot of it's indicative of, like, predicated off of how big you are as an individual. Your milligram, you know, how high you can really push that, right? So
I used to think the hyper responder thing was a joke, but after watching and talking, I had a few scientists. I don't know if I have to put that in quotes. I think Dr. Dean's a scientist. Anyway, I had a few scientists on the podcast and asked them specifically, and they said, of course it is. It's a totally real thing. The way your body absorbs gear, the way your body excretes the gear, like the toxins, everything. There's definitely hyper responders in every way. That's why you get some guys who are like, they take gear and their organs get fucked, and you have other guys that take the same amount of gear and their fucking organs are totally healthy. So it's, you know what I mean? The hyper responder thing is real. I just got to make the shirt. Shit.
Bless you.
It's coming. No,
don't go away.
Oh, I thought you froze. I thought your screen froze.
I was trying to fucking sneeze and it went away. Fuck.
Oh, it sucks.
Will you how many? Nope. How many Olympia titles would Sean Roden have won? What do you think, Jose? You knew him best. Or better than the three of us anyway.
I would say at least one more.
Before Rami won?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Maybe two more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was a young 42 years old, whatever he was.
Yeah.
He never trained crazy heavy. Yeah. So he didn't have injuries. I think he could have won 2 or 3 more for sure.
Did he turn pro at 40? He won North Americans as a Masters, I think, didn't he?
No.
No, I thought he did.
Him and Cedric used to make fun of me because they're like, you train like you fuck. I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, you train like you're fucking. He's like, you don't make love when you train. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Because they would train slow and easy, and I would just train ballistic.
Like a jackrabbit.
And they're like, you're fucking. We're making love. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
I like fucking. I don't like making love.
Yeah. I'm with you, Fouad.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
It says, how many would Luke have won?
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you this. Luke would have only won one because he wanted to win one and then fuck off to the country and get away from everybody. So that was his plan, was to win one Olympia and disappear to the country and live happily ever after. Would you rather cut off both big toes? Wait, would you rather cut both big toes off or never win an Olympia?
What?
I don't
Or
know.
win an Olympia?
I guess. Let's just rephrase it.
So
Would you rather cut both your big toes off or win an Olympia?
I feel like you should.
No.
Would you cut off your two big toes to win an Olympia?
Yeah, that's how it should be worded. Yeah, because otherwise everyone's going to take the Olympia title.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I want to win Olympia and not chop my toes off.
Yeah, I like my big toes.
Hey, I didn't fucking write it.
That'd be a steep price to pay.
You wouldn't cut off your toes
Like
for
in
an
John
Olympia?
Wick, when he chops his finger off, he has to give it to the dude.
But with
See
toes,
that?
you gotta like that. You're walking and running and
Your
jumping.
balance
All
is gonna
that.
be fucked.
Your balance is fucked. Everything is fucked.
I
don't know. I don't think I would give that up.
I'd do it.
Would you?
I wouldn't.
You'd be in a wheelchair.
No.
You would not be in a wheelchair if you had no toes.
How are you gonna walk with no big toe?
You can walk without big toes.
No, I don't think you
You're
can.
walking on the edges of your feet.
Yeah,
the whole-
you think I
Up to
got
the stage.
you got a callus like I got all the time.
Dude, put it this way: some of the most successful people in the industry have never won an Olympia. I mean, no. I would
Losing
never
one or more toes does not necessarily mean that you won't be able to walk or even run again. However, it will adversely affect your balance and stability and potentially change your walking biomechanics.
Oh,
You're gonna have to toe off like your baby toes at that point.
I don't
You
give a
can't,
fuck.
toe
I don't
off your
think-
Bigfoot.
I don't think your other toes have enough.
Yeah, I don't care.
They can't.
Right.
You can't spring
Yeah,
off those.
I can still ride my motorcycle. I don't give a fuck.
Just get a fake toe strap on.
Yeah, I'll get a.
Oh
I'll get
yeah,
a-
well
I'll
you
get
could
a-
do that.
I'll get a prosthetic.
Yeah. If I get a prosthetic that feels normal, I would.
You wouldn't walk a little different for the rest of your life to have an Olympia title?
I've had some toe problems in the past, Fouad. I know what it feels like.
I'm not trying to go
think
there.
No, it's worse.
Is
than
that
you
a
think.
bunion?
No,
Yeah,
wait a
I-
minute. Wait.
I was at
Red
the foot
plantar
doctor's today.
fasciitis, man.
No.
Serious stuff.
Yeah, I've had that. I've another.
Paul, wait a minute. You've had toe problems, but imagine you had no problems. You just had to walk different.
It's,
There's
that's
no
what I'm
pain.
telling you, though.
There's no pain.
Remember when you broke your big toe recently?
I didn't
Remember
break
how
it.
much that sucked?
I bruised it. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
because that was because of the pain, not because I couldn't move it. I'm
But
saying if they chopped off your toe and there was no pain.
but the thing is, like, you can't. It's hard to walk without a big toe.
No, I was all right. I just walked on the edge of my foot.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
weren't-
mean.
you
You're
weren't
gonna
okay.
walk like edges
walked-
of the whole.
You walk like you're on. Yeah, like you're on stilts all the time.
Yeah, I walk
Your
like this.
balance. Yeah, that's
Okay.
going to develop problems with your hips.
I'll get a Segway. That's fucking.
Well, then that might be a little different then.
Jose, you wouldn't chop off your toes for an Olympia win?
No way.
Not a 212 Olympia win, a real Olympia win.
Neither one. I got beautiful feet. I'm good the way I am.
You don't
Not a
fuck with
chance.
you don't fuck with feet, do you? You like James?
Oh.
I like my feet.
Yeah, but do you fuck with feet?
No,
Okay. Just
not like you.
pick a body part session you'd love to train with another member of the cast. Example, I train back and hams with Ian, train legs with James, etc. I don't want to fucking train with anybody. I'm old and everything hurts. I train with
Yeah,
Paul.
me too. Yeah,
Paul's,
me too.
Paul's my training partner.
I'll try with Fouad.
I can train with Mike too. Mike doesn't train heavy anymore. And maybe, yeah, all four of us could train together. We're all
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we got a little session going.
We'll all go make love to the weights.
Geriatric
Yeah.
podcast.
Remember how fucking hard it was to train with Ben and fucking Samson? We trained legs. We trained legs with Ben and Samson, and I kind of led the way. And I didn't ask anybody to do anything I wouldn't do myself. But fuck, in my head was like, I was like, I might die today.
Or you
I
told me that
literally-
at one point.
At one point, I walked over to Paul. I'm like, man, if I fucking die today, dude, it
Oh.
could happen. I could die right. I could
I
die
know.
right in this fucking gym, I could die.
I was like, I'm in rough shape too, man. I got fucking diverticulitis right now. I got a deviated septum. I can't breathe. My calves fucked up. We were just barely hanging on.
We were doing it though. We were doing it. We did it. We kept our mouths fucking zipped. We were like,
let me tell you, I was in so much pain for a week after.
there was Jose. We did a leg extension, leg curls to warm up. Right. We did the superset back and forth.
Yeah.
Then we got onto the leg press, and I can't tell you the fucking amount of pain in my quads after we were done leg press. And it was only the first like meat and potatoes exercise, so I knew we were going to be squatting or hack squatting after. And I'm like, I literally walked away from everybody for a minute. And I'm like, in my head, I was thinking, how the fuck am I going to do the next exercise?
You're faking injury.
The
that hammy's acting up again.
the fucking pain in my, like, you know, the soreness you have in your quads like 2 days later, it was already there. Like, fuck.
And just getting tighter and tighter between every set, eh?
But we fucking, I did it, man. We fucking, you know, bit down on the fucking mouthpiece, so it back in. Just fucking.
Yeah.
Were you going heavy or just a lot of reps?
No, I kept up with Samson. Like we were doing fucking, what do we have on the 10 or 11 plates?
You guys did. I wasn't going.
Yeah.
You guys, I think about 11 was maxed out.
We did 10. I did 10 or 11 plates for 25.
Oh,
my legs were on fire. And then we did the
shiver from that.
And then we did machine squats after. I don't know what I get up to, Paul. 5. I only did 5 plates on the machine squat. Samson did 7.
Did he? Yeah. 5 or 6 you got up to at least.
Samson got up to 7 on that. I was fucking cooked, man. I couldn't fucking.
But you know, workouts like that are kind of like gut checks. You know what I mean?
Dude, I loved it.
If you can still hang.
The fact that we could hang with Ben and Samson did actually make me feel good. We finished the workout. We all finished the workout together. We kept up on every exercise. It was like it felt good. I mean, I paid for it for like a week.
Yeah.
But it felt good to do it. It felt good to get in there and do it. We don't fucking, that's how we used to train. We don't train like that no more.
I know.
So going a little crazy for a couple of days was awesome.
Yeah.
How can I get on the podcast? You can't. Worst pizza topping.
Pineapple.
Don't say pineapple.
It is.
Olives.
I like black olives.
You guys think pineapple's the worst pizza topping?
Well, or anchovies or something like that. Something stupid like that.
Anchovies is for good. If you had a pizza in front of you, had anchovies and a pizza with pineapple, would you eat which one?
Pineapple.
Pineapple,
sure.
both.
Yeah.
If you have a pizza with pineapple in front of you, do you eat the pineapple or do you pick it off?
I'll eat it.
I'd eat it.
I'll eat it.
Mike's like, I'm out.
I might flick a few off.
I've never tried it, but I would try it for the hell of it.
You never tried?
You never tried it?
No.
Oh, it's a Canadian thing.
It's not a Canadian thing.
Yeah, I think it's
Hawaiian pizza, Paul. It's
Dude,
Hawaiian.
I know,
pizza.
but it was started in Canada. Look it up. Google it.
Here we go.
Here's Paul with his geography
Yeah,
again.
Oh yeah, geography, and I'm always a little bit right.
Fucking aloha.
Oh, he's a little bit right.
Where was Hawaiian pizza invented? Things gonna write back. Where the fuck do you think?
Is pineapple on pizza a Canadian thing?
Yo. Who is the first country to add pineapple?
There you go.
Hawaiian.
God
Canada.
damn it.
Canada.
1962.
Damn it.
I told you, I'm always a little bit right. I don't know why you doubt me.
My Greek guy.
Wait.
You're wrong every time.
Wait,
You doubt me.
wait, you don't prove me. That's the first time
I was
you
right
proved me
once
wrong.
and you've been wrong.
There's always a little bit of truth, though.
That's the first time you proved me wrong. You're like, I'm always right.
You know
That's
that?
the most decisive, but I've proven you wrong many times.
No, that's the first time you proved me wrong. Brandon, if you can find other clips where Paul's been right, please cut us a little montage.
A little montage. It's going to be a huge montage. There's going to be so many of them.
It's going to be none. It's going to be like 2 max.
It's never gonna end.
All right.
That's fucking crazy.
Greek-born Canadian.
Chatham. Wow.
Sam Panopoulos.
All
That's
right.
my wife's from Chatham.
Wow, Paul, I'm impressed. You know something.
I do a lot of things. It's never useful information, but
He's always a little bit right.
it doesn't get me anywhere. It's just always useless information. But
Kind of like when you said you shoot one nut and then another from each testicle.
I still was a little bit right about that.
No,
wasn't
you
I?
were not right.
There was a little bit. There was a little bit of. I thought we read something there.
It's like a fucking revolver.
Yeah.
One in the chamber.
Your
Mike-
balls just rotate in your stomach.
He's like, Paul,
The fucking Gatling gun down there.
And I got another one in the chamber.
Mike and Jose, you guys never heard this?
No.
No,
Paul
but I
claimed,
like it.
Paul claimed on a podcast and this is I'm only bringing it up because you still think you're right.
A little bit.
Paul
He's always a
claimed
little bit right.
Paul claimed that when you bust two nuts, it comes from each testicle. So like one testicle unloads, and then the next testicle unloads. What happens if it's three nuts?
It goes back to the first one.
Someone does.
It's just
But you can't nut three
refilling.
times.
They're always
You can't nut three
refilling.
times.
You can
need
nut
24 hours.
Wait a minute. No,
Well,
that's
maybe not
not
24
true.
hours. We need some time.
Well, maybe we can't, but
No, I
when we're
can.
kids, you
What are you
could.
talking
You
about?
I know how long a time span.
You don't think I
in
can
high
nut
school,
4
you
times in
could
a day?
unload 4 or 5 times a day.
No, wait a
But by
minute.
the end, there's
How
like
long?
nothing
How long
coming
till you're
out. It's like
shooting
spit.
blanks?
Wait a minute. You think wait a minute. You don't think I can nut 4 times in a day?
Yeah, but by the last nut, there's like nothing there. It's like a
So you're
drop.
saying the chamber's
Dust.
empty.
Yeah,
What about the third nut?
very, very little.
Where'd it come from though? The first two nuts, first two
Oh,
testicles
it
are
doesn't,
The reserve,
doesn't
man. It's
completely
in the
empty.
reserve.
Yeah,
You don't
it
know?
doesn't completely empty. There's a little bit left in the tubes.
There's always a reserve.
There's a little bit left in the tube. It
Paul,
totally
Paul needs his own merch. And then on the back of the shirt, it just says, "I'm always a little bit right."
Like said, put out your own ebook.
Dude, you just made all of this up. All of it.
There may not be science behind it, but I've definitely
Which means it's not true.
False science.
If you could only train one movement for chest for an entire year, what would it be? Incline
Machine
press.
now. Nowadays, machine press. 20 years ago, bench press.
Oh, we have to pick like an exact thing because I was going to say incline press, but it could be on a number of different. But if we have to pick an exact exercise, I think Smith machine incline press.
Yeah,
I could do that for the rest of the year for chest.
I would take a hammer strength press now.
Wait, that Cybex machine that Ben's got, that would be my number one. It's like the converging press. It's like a press, but it converges at the top.
Like the old hammer strength one that would do that?
I don't remember that one. No,
Flex
that one.
leverage
No,
makes
the
one.
hammer strength one went like in a straight line, but it went together.
Yeah.
The one Ben has is like free to move.
Oh, okay.
So kind of like it's a converging. I like that a lot.
There's a really good Panado one like that.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I used my favorite. I'm not a big fan of Panada, but I used a really nice machine at that Iron Revolution gym. They have one
like that decline press, right? With like a decline.
Yeah. It's
conversion,
like
yeah.
it's a seated, but it goes down.
Yeah.
It's like that's fucking
Their
awesome.
presses are awesome, man.
Have you ever used the single arm Smith machine press from Panada?
No.
Single arm Smith?
Yeah, they have a single arm.
Oh, do you unhinge and you unhook and unhook
Yep.
and you can press? Yeah. It's not
I know.
that good. The angle's fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
I don't like
It's
it
too
either.
it diverges too much and it just stays too wide. Like you feel like you're like this the whole time, like rocking on shoulder. It's good for like overhead pressing though. It's pretty good.
You know what, Jose? It looks when you see it, you're like, oh, that would feel great.
Yeah.
And then I tried it, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
They didn't get the angle right. They didn't get the drop right on it.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
If your pre and post workout meal had to be from McDonald's, what are you ordering?
McNuggets both times.
If they, if they said Wendy's, I could actually do it. Because you could do like a grilled chicken breast. I would do 2 of those, and I would do 2 baked potatoes with nothing on them. Not very fun, but
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
and then post.
Yeah. But why are you going to Wendy's if you're going to eat like that?
Who on the podcast could pull off a mohawk the best right now? Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
Jose could pull off a mohawk.
He's got no
The rest of
hair.
us don't have hair. I don't have hair.
Jose, let me
Yeah.
He's got that.
Jose, let me see your hair.
Mike knows.
He's such an asshole.
You know, motherfucker.
Nice mohawk. I could pull off a foo hawk, the one he used to have.
Yeah.
Like, it was right here.
The little island.
It ended right here.
Yeah.
It's a little thing.
Why do you think everyone is overthinking bodybuilding at the minute?
Because that's
It's a
what
cool thing to do.
today.
There's too many internet
They're
experts.
everyone's trying to circumvent hard work. That's why.
Everyone's trying to sound extremely smart, and they're making bodybuilding way more. I'm sorry, people are getting mad at me for this, but
It's true though.
Bodybuilding is not that fucking complicated. I'm sorry, it's not. It's like, I remember we had a massive argument on the podcast. So I said it doesn't take any skill to be a bodybuilder. But I do remember saying it wasn't that I said it didn't take any skill. I said it didn't take as much skill as other sports. I still believe that, man. I just don't think it's as hard as everybody fucking makes it.
The willingness to suffer and train hard is the fucking issue.
I think
people aren't willing to do that anymore. They're trying to avoid that suffering and the suck part and like work their way around it. But this cutesy shit.
That's what I mean about the skill. It's like, it takes a lot of fucking hard work. It takes a lot of determination. It's very monotonous, and it's a fucking day in, day out consistency thing, but it's not hard to do. Like, you know, like I don't know why people insist on making it so complicated.
I think it's like a lot of things in life. Like, you have people nowadays who are like, I can do it better than what all these, you know, dinosaurs used to do. You know, that's the way of thinking.
But listen, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying I have a better way, or I figured out a way works better for me, but it's like, just say that. Don't say this is the best way. This is the only way. This is the newest way. Just say I figured out a way that works cool for me. It's good for me. You know what I mean? Like, my way of training is not like Mike's way of training. It's not like Jose's way of training. Like,
well, everyone now wants to be like Mr. Olympia in 2 years too. They think it's like that's realistic or something. I
have people say that to me. Like, I'm going to be top 10 at the Olympia in a couple. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. Like
you wonder if they're looking in the mirror and like actually being critical of themselves. Like,
or they just don't realize how many years it takes. I don't know.
They don't know what they're looking at either.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you're looking in the mirror and you think you look like, oh, I look just like fucking Lunsford. No, you don't.
I think
they're fucking close.
Yeah, a lot of people have an exaggerated sense of what they really look like.
But I think
that's common.
I think part of the problem though is you see people like Nick who walked into the IFBB and just started crushing everybody, and people don't realize Nick's a phenom.
Yeah,
like they don't realize.
But even Nick was losing and, you know, coming in second at North Americans, and, you know, he didn't win out of the gate.
No, I know that. I know, but I think
5 years.
But still, I think when people see Nick, they don't, because more people started following Nick after he turned pro. Not that he didn't have a big following before. I think he still had 100,000 followers, but now he's got like 1 point something million. So I think after he turned pro, that's when people really started to get to know who he was. And they're like, oh, fuck, this guy just turned pro. He's winning shows. So like, well, I could probably do that too then. Like, no, you can't. That's a fucking genetic anomaly, right? Like, more people are like, Samson, if you ever get there, Samson was like just trying to qualify for the Olympia for a number of years before he finally like came into his own. Or they see someone like Andrew Jack. Andrew just turned pro. He's like, oh, look, he's top 3 at the Arnold. I'm like, that's not fucking normal. I think or you see Hunter.
It's like the saying, like, the exception isn't the rule, right? Like, they're not fucking, these people are all exceptional and exceptional cases. Like, to think that you fit in with that is like, you might be someone who does, but like the odds are you don't. Right. So.
Anyway, as far as the question goes, I think people are just trying to overcomplicate things. I think
Fouad, there's too much information out there that people don't know who to listen to.
You know what? One of the things I say all the time that I really feel like is lost. It's like, why don't you just go have fun in the gym and try and make gains and try and make mistakes and learn as you go?
Yeah.
It's like you have like 19-year-old kids who are trying to learn everything before they've even stepped into the gym. It's like, just go lift weights. Just go have fun doing it. That's what I did. I just had fun lifting weights. And as I went, every year I would learn a little bit more until I was confident in what I knew. Like, I never felt like I had to learn everything in like the first year.
It's also this like, it's this super specific training that everyone's getting exposed to, where you see like trainers training these kids coming up or them training themselves, and they're so hyper focused on like this small minute area of their lat or their shoulder, or like just training the body part, man.
Yeah.
if you're training shoulders, train shoulders. Don't tell me you're training medial delt. And don't tell me, you know what I mean? Like it's you're not even close to that, man. Like for you to be that specific is fucking insane. Like
I know you're not a big fan of barbell rows, Mike, but I have to tell you, it's like it used to be a staple back exercise that I literally see nobody doing anymore.
No, it was mine. It was one of mine too.
The last time I saw somebody doing a barbell row on Instagram, it was James. But I barely ever see anybody doing it. And I'm like, and T-bar rows is another one. Like I see a lot of people doing supported T-bar rows, but it's very rare that I see anybody doing like a free standing T-bar row.
A lot of times I think it's ironic. Because people don't have like the stability.
Yeah.
Who has one of the best backs
right now?
Olympia?
Probably Derek, I would say.
All right. So today I saw Derek doing barbell rows on Instagram.
There you go. But you know what? But you know what I see 85% of the time? This.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing these one arm slow. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Just pick up the fucking weight. Like,
yeah.
You know?
They don't realize like some of these movements are like the icing on the cake. They're not the cake. You know what I mean? Like you can do all that shit, but get your work done.
Yeah.
Like do your work. And you can do all that other shit and fuck around and get these like nice little pumps and stuff like that. But like if you're not putting in the work in general, like that isolation stuff all the time, and like not pushing weight or not like how you're doing the isolation stuff and you see these people pulling where there's lines of no tension.
You're
just literally yanking things down, squeezing them, and they don't even know what they're doing. They're just going for PRs on a one arm pull down.
You know what I see people doing though is they see pros posting those movements because pros will post that movement because it looks a little different and maybe it's not as like boring as posting a barbell row or a T-bar row.
Mm-hmm.
So they think that's all they're doing. And I'm like, no, that pro probably did heavy fucking T-bar rows or machine rows or something before that.
Yeah, he's got a foundation of like also how many years of training behind him where he like you like literally know like your judge just told you, hey, you need to bring up your teres. Like it's lacking. It's like your lats cool, everything's cool like teres. So they're doing stuff to hit very finite places on a very well developed physique. You are not very well developed. You do not need to hit finite. You need to hit macro. Like then we get to see where the areas are, right? And we can fill in the blanks after. But I think these guys are trying to build like sculptures like day one, like they're just carving out this like immaculate physique, but it's like there's no rock to carve.
It's like Luke used to say that. Luke's famous words were, "You can't carve a pebble."
It's like there's nothing there, man. Like,
that was an Arnold comment.
Is that an Arnold quote?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably where Luke got it from. But I remember him saying that on the podcast a number of times.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys golfed before? And if so, how many times?
Golf last summer once.
How'd you do, Paul?
I took my girlfriend to the range yesterday because she never hit a golf ball before. We bet her $150 she couldn't hit 100 yards and 20 shots, and she did it on the third shot.
Really? Driving ranges are fun.
It's like, well, this is easy. I was like, motherfucker. Backfired.
Jose, golf ever?
I've golfed. I'm not good at it.
I hate it.
I got kicked off the course because I took my shirt off in the middle of the summer.
Were you drunk?
Poses?
No, I might have been once, but
yeah.
Typically, golf is a gentleman's game. And it's not for me.
I like the driving range, but I've never done like 9 or 18 holes.
I did 9 last year, one summer. My brother-in-law wanted me to do it, and it's he wanted me to do it. He really, and it was a fun day. We just smoked J's the whole time on the course, but I don't like golf.
How many scratches did you have? Did you ever actually get close to par, or you just like fuck it?
I think one hole I got yeah. It's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Would you rather have peak Dorian's calves or Arnold's biceps?
Arnold's biceps,
of course. Everybody, are we all in agreement?
Yeah. No one's easy calves.
When are we getting a full day of eating from Paul?
Full day of eating? It's not that much food. It's not that impressive, except for the cookies at nighttime. That adds a lot of calories.
You have to add those to the video.
Yeah, I should count the calories that I add in with those late night binges.
is tracking
You
food.
have a food addiction, Paul.
I got a sugar addiction at nighttime.
Before we go, me and Mike decided that he's a food addict, and he did it with this quiz. So
No, because I was thinking of like I had an idea for a merch design. So I was like, it was something I'll come out later, but I was like thinking like, is there really food addicts, like Food Addicts Anonymous? And there fucking really is. And then I like all the questions that popped up, I answered like yes to all of them. Like,
So
almost all of them.
listen, I did a podcast with Antoine, and we talked about his drug addiction, and he told me all about everything and kind of like how it feels and what happened to him and going to AA and all that shit. And when I told him I felt like that, like about the way I felt about food, he's like, you have the same problem. He's like, you're a fucking addict. So then Mike tells me about this today, and I start looking at the questions, and we're going to go through them together to figure out. I don't feel like you or Jose fit into the category, but we'll find out. Are you a food addict? Okay, number 1. Have you ever wanted to stop eating and just found you couldn't?
Yep.
Jose?
No.
No. Okay. So Paul, you're in.
Yep.
Do you consistently think about your food or your weight?
Yep.
No.
Paul?
No.
No.
I think about food, not my
Wait a
weight.
minute. That's not true, Paul.
What do you mean?
Every time we do anything, you're like, are we going to get breakfast?
Well, I can plan it. But if you bring any-
It could be like 3 days from now, like the show. Like we're going to the show this weekend. You could be like, are we going to do breakfast Sunday morning?
But he's got a plan.
Yeah.
No, but he's always thinking about food. He's lying.
Well,
Do you find yourself attempting one diet or food plan after another with no lasting success?
No.
I eat the same shit all the time.
Do you binge and then get rid of the binge through vomiting, exercise, laxatives, or other forms of purging?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, you exercise. If you think you
Exercise,
fucking
yeah.
ate too much, you're fucking. Oh, I got it carved up. Let's go eat or fucking whatever. Let's go train.
Do you
Number
eat,
5.
do you eat differently in private than you do in
For
front of
sure.
other people?
Yeah.
No.
Definitely.
Jose?
I
Jose's
eat like a
definitely.
pig in front of everybody.
I eat more of a pig in private for sure.
Me too.
Has a doctor or family member ever approached you with a concern about your eating habits or weight?
Yes.
Do you eat large quantities of food at one time?
Yep.
Jose?
I have, but no. That's not a regular thing.
Is your weight problem due to your nibbling all day long?
No.
Probably.
I have a feeling that all these are yes for me, Mike, and Paul.
Well, not all day long for me.
Yeah, Paul's quiet.
But mine are nighttime.
Yeah,
I
if Paul doesn't say anything, you know it's a yes.
I don't need to escape from my feelings.
Do you eat to escape your feelings?
No.
Mike?
I'm not hungry.
No.
When you're
I just eat
angry,
all the
when
time.
you're angry, do you eat?
Yeah, I eat all the time. We could
Yeah.
be sad, angry, happy.
Doesn't matter the emotion.
Wait a minute. I know, but if you're angry, are you like, fuck it, I'm going to eat?
Yeah.
There you go.
Especially if I've been trying to like consciously eat better. I'm like, fuck this shit.
So, Paul, I think you're answering the question, but you're not thinking it through.
What do you mean?
Like, are you ever let's say you're frustrated with something. Let's say you and your wife got in a fight. Are you like, fuck that chicken and rice, I'm going to fucking eat some cookies?
No, not necessarily. No, not for a situation like that.
No?
No, I don't think so.
You don't have a case of the fuckets with food?
Not with food, no.
Yeah, I get a case of the fuckets all the time. If I'm angry, I'm like, fuck this, I'm getting a pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make me feel better if I'm angry enough. Like it doesn't elevate my mood or anything. Like I like food, and I get excited for
It
it.
doesn't necessarily elevate your mood, but you're just like, fuck it, whatever, I don't care.
I'll have days where I'm like, I don't care today. Today I'm gonna eat shit food all day.
But it's not because of your feelings.
No.
Okay. Jose?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Jose's definitely not a food addict. He said yes to none of these. Do you eat when you're not hungry?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
I
Jose?
like this next one.
Jose?
No, I
Or just discard food or retrieve it later. And eat
Yeah,
it.
I have to. That's why I find it so funny.
Wait a minute. Let me read it because there's audio people listening. Have you ever discarded food only to retrieve or eat it later?
Does that mean literally throw it out, or you just put it like off to the side?
I think if you discard it, you probably thrown it out.
I've never done that.
No way.
I have. If it's in a package. If it's in a package, like not where it's loose in the garbage.
I've done
that. Closet.
I know Fouad has for sure. Because I know Fouad, he'll be like, "Fuck it, get all this shit out of here." He'll throw it all away. Later that night, he'll be like, "Where's those chips I threw away earlier?"
I remember I ate like it's a while back. I remember I ate like I don't know 4 or 5 chips out of a bag. I'm like, what am I doing? Fuck this. So I kind of scrumpled up the bag and threw it in the garbage. And then, like a couple hours later, I was like, fucking.
But I'll bet you, somewhere in the back of your head, when you threw them away, you were like, "I'm not gonna make sure the bag's closed." So when I throw it in the garbage, because I bet you did for sure. That way, you're like, if I want them later, they're still there. They're still good.
Just in case. I think Frank is the only other person I know. I think Frank said he threw away a donut or something like that in the garbage, and then he went back and got it.
No way.
Frank definitely, I think, fits a lot of these. Do you eat in secret?
Yeah.
No.
Paul, yes?
Yeah, at nighttime when everyone's in bed.
But is it a secret, or are you just like?
Yeah, I don't admit to it usually. They'll find the wrapper sometimes, but
who's this?
Yeah. If they catch me, they catch me. But sometimes it'll be crumbs.
Got in here again.
Mike, do you eat in secret?
No.
Never.
No, I wouldn't keep it a secret if I ate alone or something. I'd just be like, yeah.
I ate in secret once. I remember.
I remember this.
Remember?
A secret until now.
Oh, I got a story. So, what was it like? I don't know. Fouad, 4 years ago, when you were gonna compete again. You were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. I wasn't locked in yet.
Yeah, and every week it was like next week I'm going to lock it down. So yeah, I think you had been dieting for a couple of weeks, and Summer was away somewhere, I forget where. And but you had that addiction to Arcata pizza at the time. You kept fucking ordering from there. I was going to actually go there and give the owner money not to take his phone calls anymore, just so he'd stay on his diet. So Summer calls me one night. She's like, "Hey, Fouad's supposed to be dieting, and we got the Ring doorbell. I just saw a pizza get delivered to the house." He must have forgot that. He must have forgot that we got Ring doorbell.
Summer went to her parents for like a couple of days. So she leaves. And she's like, "Make sure you stay on your diet." And I'm like, I wasn't really competing. I was like fucking around.
Yeah.
So she. Leaves.
So anyway, she's like, if I call him out, he's gonna get mad. So she's like, just call him and just be like, "What are you doing? What are you eating? And see what he says." So I call him up. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Eating." I'm like, "What are you eating?" He's like, my meals." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, what's your meal?" And he's like, "Fucking Summer called you, didn't she?" He just figured it just clicked all of a sudden. He figured out what happened.
The fucking ring doorbell got me.
Yeah, totally busted.
That's great.
Yeah, I was gonna go there and pay the owner not to take your phone calls anymore.
Do you fast or severely restrict your food intake? Yes. No. Have you ever stolen other people's food?
Oof. Probably.
My kids.
I said that. Does that include roommates if you're like in college and shit?
Yes.
Yeah, that's sharing. That's not stealing.
That's not sharing.
That's a matter of survival.
Well, you didn't buy it.
If you didn't ask him, it's stealing.
When I was younger, we used to have a house full of guys, and there's one guy we used to always eat his food all the time, and he had more money than all of us, so he'd always have good food, so we eat all his food. So he started locking it in his bedroom. He put a lock on his bedroom door and locked all his food in there.
Jose, have you ever stolen anybody's food?
I'm sure. Yeah, I grew up in a house with 7 people living there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that story. We got to cover that sometime. That's really interesting.
I've stolen many meals.
I stole a chocolate bar once, not from a person, from a store. No, I was telling Mike, I also used to, I should probably just leave that one alone.
All right.
Have you ever hidden food to make sure you will have enough?
Yep.
Yeah, I've hidden food.
Yeah, I grew up with 3 brothers and a sister. So, do you feel driven to exercise excessively to control your weight?
No.
Excessively.
Yeah.
Not excessively. Do you obsessively calculate the calories you've burned against the calories you've eaten? No.
No.
I already know it's always a surplus, so I don't need to worry about that.
Do you frequently feel guilty? Do you feel guilty or ashamed about what you've eaten?
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes a little bit,
Sometimes.
Are you waiting for your life to be? Are you waiting for your life to begin when you lose the weight? No.
yeah. I hate to feel that way.
Do you feel hopeless about your relationship with food? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No.
I've completely given in to food. I definitely have fucking lost. But you know what? This is a thing, and this is spoken like a true addict. I could win if I wanted to.
Yeah, I can quit anytime.
Okay. Denial.
Listen,
that's the first step.
I'm gonna do a transformation. I promise.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on the show. I thought, Fouad. I'm doing
We are?
51. You're doing 40, 45.
I'm doing fit for 44.
44. I'm doing 51.
All right.
Do you think you could not eat pizza for a year for 50 grand?
That'd be more than that for Fouad.
No,
Easily.
not for 50 grand.
Oh yeah. I'll do it if anyone.
100 grand.
For 100 grand, I think he would do it for 100.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
But you
got
got to keep an eye on him. You got to get the code for his.
No, you have to
doorbell.
no one's helping you. No one keeps you on the path.
No, it's fine. If you gave me 10 grand a month, I wouldn't eat pizza anymore.
Me too.
No, you gotta get through the whole year to get it.
No,
You don't have to get through a month at a time. You gotta get through the whole year.
I need immediate gratification. If you tell me it's coming, I'm like, fuck you, I can't wait. I'm gonna fucking eat. Okay, let's do a couple more and we'll go. Would you rather live as your dog for 1 week or have your dog live as you for 1 day? I'd love to live like my dog. He doesn't do shit.
I know. It'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to the park every day. He gets fed. He takes a shit and piss wherever he wants.
Someone cleans it for you.
Yeah.
Boiled.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to be a dog.
Hell
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
No pressure.
Was the New York Pro a shocker? No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, we've done that one before. Let's see. Okay, last. You guys want to do a serious one at the end or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. How would you go about motivating someone who wants to step on stage but keeps getting unmotivated during the off season? Do you think getting a coach? I don't even want to finish the rest of this. I'm sorry. This is a long. This is long with stats and weights and all this other stuff. All I'm going to say is this: if somebody's unmotivated, just leave them alone.
Don't do bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good tip.
I'm motivated.
It's very simple. If you don't want to fucking do it, don't do it. Like, why are you forcing? This is not the sport to force anyone to do. If you don't want to fucking do it, you're not going to do it. And even if you do it once, you're never going to do it again.
Yeah.
How many friends did we have, Paul, that were like, I want to bodybuild, and they do one show, and be like, that fucking sucked. I'm never doing it again.
Or even they might do 2 or 3. They might go through like a season or 2, then they're done.
Yeah.
That's 90% of the sport, 80% of the sport.
I think Evan Senapani said it best because he was talking about somebody said to him, like, man, I wish I could eat this or I wish I could eat that. And Evan was like, you can go eat it. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. Go eat whatever the fuck it is you want to eat. If you don't want to do this, just don't fucking do it. And obviously Evan said it much more eloquently than that. But it's the whole point is there. Like no one's forcing you to fucking diet. No one's forcing you to, if it sucks or you're unmotivated, don't do it then. It's not for you. People ask for everyone. It's funny. People ask me all the time, like, how do you stay motivated? I'm like, I just like training.
Yeah.
I didn't have to get like excited to go to the gym. I wanted to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Right. And if you didn't eat properly, you wouldn't progress.
That's the thing we were just talking about immediate gratification. That was the motivating factor. I knew if I ate right, I could tell when I ate shitty, my performance got worse in the gym.
For sure.
So the motivating factor, if that's what you want to call it, was always, if I get my meals in, I'm going to get heavier, I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to get bigger. That's the answer. When people are like, how do you stay motivated? I'm like, it was just, I wanted to see the success the next day in the gym or whatever.
Yeah, and early on, you see those gains by the week. So it's so motivating. And
right, especially in the beginning when people are like, how do you stay motivated? And they're a beginner. I'm like, are you kidding me? The first 2 years, you should put on like 50 fucking pounds.
Yeah, I remember putting like 10 pounds on my bench like a week the first couple of years, you know? Like, oh, how could you be any more motivated?
Okay, last question. Do all bodybuilders with a certain nope. Did Paul's neighbor watch the podcast where Paul was talking shit about not wanting to help with his plant or tree?
I'm starting to wonder that because someone else asked me that. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe he did watch it.
Someone sent it to him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Somebody sent it to your neighbor.
Yeah, no, it's awkward now around it. I don't know if he saw it or not.
Hey, tell me what you guys would do in this situation. So when Ben was here, because he stayed here for a few days, Ben would go every
this is a
morning.
good story.
Yeah, every morning Ben would get up and go for a walk or a run, like before everybody got up. And apparently one day this guy stops him. He's like, "Hey, can you come here for a minute? I want to show you something." So Ben was like, "All right, whatever." So he walks over, and the guy's got like this massive plant in the back of his truck or some shit, and he's like, "Can you help me bring this into my backyard?"
He told me the guy who didn't say that. He was like, grab a side.
Oh, he didn't even
ask. No. He lured him into his backyard.
What would you guys do if that happened?
Keep running.
I wouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird situation. Like it was
would you be able to look at the person? I ain't helping you with this shit. Or would you feel stuck?
No.
Nah, bro. I'm on a jog. I'm on a run. I got cardio to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a funny story though.
Name one thing about each of the boys that you respect the most about them. Is that too heavy? Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul. You're first.
Well, I got to go through everybody.
He's like, oh fuck.
Why do I gotta go first?
Well, because you're very good at this.
No, I'm not.
Okay, Jose, you go first.
I respect Paul for being a dad.
Yeah.
I respect Mike for being himself.
Yeah.
And I respect Fouad for his hard work and building a lot of businesses and doing well.
Huh. Interesting.
Those are all my answers too.
Me too.
And I respect Jose because he's kick-ass.
He's a great bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You guys suck. All right.
These guys get all deep on us in these questions.
Yeah. It's not my fault.
It's a somber tone.
Okay, fine. Would you rather a nose that never stops growing or ears that never stop? They never do stop.
They
growing.
both. Neither one do.
Yeah. You're right about this one, Paul.
I know. I'm screwed.
2 for 2.
Would you rather find? Okay, here we go. Would you rather find out your wife or girlfriend is cheating on you, or are lesbians? Oh wait, I get it. Would you rather find out your wives or girlfriends are cheating on you, or they are lesbians and have no interest in men at all?
Well, why would they be our wife or girlfriend?
I don't know.
They have no interest in men.
So one is your wife bangs other dudes, but she bangs you too. The other one is your wife bangs other women, but not you.
No, I think.
What kind of a choice is that?
No, I think he's saying like. I think basically he's saying like, would you care if your wife's cheating on you with another woman, or just that they're lesbians, and they don't really want to bang you anymore?
Oh.
If you found out tomorrow that your wife was banging another chick,
yeah.
Well, it's like,
would that upset you? Would that upset you, or would you be intrigued?
A little bit of both.
Would you?
I'd want to see the girl first.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Jose, if you found out tomorrow your girl was cheating on you with another chick, would you dump her, or would you be like, who's the other chick? Can I be involved?
It would raise insecurities on my part, though.
Yeah, it would have to be a conversation. But if not, I'd be kind of devastated that I turned a chick lesbian.
That's what I'd be thinking exactly. I made you to a lesbian. My dick was that bad that I turned you into a lesbian.
No, but
am I that bad?
No, I think Ben made the most sense here, because Ben was like, we talked about this a while back, and he said they were probably already a lesbian and they were pretending with you. It's not that you made them a lesbian.
Well, that's what you got to tell yourself, sure. But the other alternative is that you made her to a lesbian.
No, man.
You're a pathetic loser.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. I don't think a girl fucks you. She's like, man, that was really bad. I'm gonna go fuck girls.
Well, I think just the male
ego.
ego.
Personality, but
I think it happens.
It does happen.
No, I think if a fucking girl is a lesbian, it's because she was already thinking about being a lesbian, but she probably felt like she had to be with a guy.
Maybe.
It wasn't like.
Or you're the only guy she's been with, and you're so shit that turned her into a lesbian.
You think that's how it works? I
Paul's
don't
not
think.
letting it go.
It could. I don't know.
I don't think that's how homosexuality works. I don't think you're like.
I think there's a lot of people who get. I think there's a lot of women who get angry, become men haters, and then they become lesbians.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily disagree if sometimes you hear about like those 50 or 60-year-old women who are like,
Yeah,
I don't want to meet
sour.
I don't want to meet another man. I just want to be with this chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like let's say a 30-year-old chick. Let's say you have a girlfriend or a wife, she's 30. And she's like,
has she been with other guys?
Yeah.
Before me?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's tried to be with men her whole life.
Yeah.
But now she's decided she's a lesbian. I don't think that's your fault. I think
in that scenario, no.
So you think it's an older woman thing?
I think, yeah, sometimes. I think it can be that way sometimes. Where a woman's just so tainted from being married once or twice to a guy who,
That's
whatever.
so weird. That would never work the other way around. It wouldn't be like, well, Paul's so sick of being married, he starts sucking cock. Like, I don't think
it works that way for us though.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. Yeah, that family probably drove him to become.
No, but seriously though, because I think you hear it more often I've heard that before with women too, where like some women in their older age are like.
But women are more emotional than men. They need that.
I'd rather spend my time with another woman, and they spend time.
They can relate better, whatever the reasons are.
Yeah, but that would never happen with men. It wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Because men would rather be alone than be with another dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta piss.
All right.
That was deep. It
was good.
All right.
Leaves us with something to think about.
Thanks for coming, Jose.
All right. Good to see you guys.
I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in Toronto.
Yes. Yeah,
right,
I'll text you when I get there.
Okay, boys. Take it easy.
All right.
See you guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. I should.
Just me and you, buddy.
It's so smooth how it pivots like that, eh? It pivots to just me and you like that.
Of course it does. They logged off.
Yeah, it's just instant though.
Yeah, but I've got nothing to talk about today.
Well, we do got a couple of things to talk about.
Like what?
Well, have you decided when you're going to come to Toronto? Are you going to come Saturday or?
Yeah, Saturday. I'm not going to come Friday. Saturday.
Okay, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Think you're not going to come for any of the amateurs?
I might come for the finals. I just the prejudging starts at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, you should come for the finals, and afterwards we can go hang out.
Yeah, I'll come for the finals.
It's probably I don't know. I got to check the schedule. I don't know what time it should be finished by. I don't know if we're out of time to hit that place that Mike wants to go to or not.
Why not?
Well, I don't know where it is. So if it's open late, then yeah, for sure. But
it's on Dundas.
Is that
and
close?
If it's like Zet's, it's probably open late.
Yeah. Well, Zet's is close to where we're staying.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. That's right.
Yeah, the airport.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Well, we can probably just go there too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as nice, but
we'll eat a lot of food.
Yeah, I don't care either way.
Yeah. So what else is new, Fouad?
Nothing, Paul.
Are you gonna wait for me to train tomorrow after work?
6?
I can bring my gym bag to work and be there for 5.
Yeah, probably.
All right, I'll bring my bag and we'll see.
All right. It's a short episode.
Yeah.
Meatballs
Hummus
today.
It doesn't always have to be deep and in depth. Sometimes we just have a brief conversation.
We talk to each other too much. Sometimes
I know.
So it's like, what are we going to talk about now? Nothing.
Maybe we should spend a little time apart.
Yeah. Let's not talk to each other for a couple. No. They're just going to have a
They say
what?
What's it saying?
Time apart makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
Such an idiot. You can't be apart. Who the fuck are you going to train with? You're going to you'll be lost.
No, yeah, no. We'll just have some more topics to talk about next time.
Yeah, well, I don't want to start planning it either. That'll suck.
Yeah, no, it's got to be off the cuff.
I'm just tired.
I'm tired today too. Tony's gone. I'm full-time dad right now for the next 3 days.
How's that?
It's okay. It's busy, It's okay though. My mom's coming to help me tomorrow. She's gonna come over, so she'll stay at the girls after work until I get home.
Your girls are older, man. They don't it can't be that hard, can it?
Well,
I mean, I'm saying that as somebody who doesn't have any kids. But
I was in the pool with the girls tonight, right? So this
yeah,
is something I know was gonna I knew was gonna happen at some point in time, but
yeah.
so Matea's 12. I know she's gonna hit puberty pretty soon.
Oh
So
shit.
we're in the pool today, and she lifted up her arm. She got fucking armpit hair. I was like, whoa, like she's
Your
she's
daughter's
grown
gonna
up.
your daughter's gonna start having sex soon, dude.
No, she's not. Fuck you. She's not gonna start having sex at all. She's a very good girl. She's been brought
How
up
young?
right.
How young do you think she's gonna have her lose her virginity? Like
25, 25, 28, somewhere in between there,
I'm
I'm hoping.
I'm gonna guess 50.
Fuck you, 15. That's like in 2 years. No, I'm hoping at least out of high school.
Got armpit hair. I used to hold her in my hand like this.
I know, man. I know it's crazy. Like I said, like I knew puberty's coming this year, probably. She's 12. But like, yeah, it just, I was like, fuck.
Does your mom does her mom tell her she's got to shave her armpits? Have you had that
Yeah,
talk with her?
Tony's really good with the girls about being on them about hygienic issues and stuff they got to start thinking about. Because Matea, like up until the last few weeks, like if you would let her, she'd take one shower a week. But now she's obviously her body's changing now. She's not gonna be able
Yeah.
to do that anymore.
Is it weird? I always think, is it weird being a dude walking around your house with two little girls?
It's been a big adjustment for me for the last year or two. I used to walk around freely, not not
Like,
naked or
like
nothing.
I'll give you an example. It's gonna sound really bad to people watching, but most guys will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around the couch and you just like you itch your nuts, for example, right?
Yep.
You have to be like, my daughters are sitting here, I can't itch my nuts.
Yeah. Or, more so like if I get up in the morning, you first thing out of bed, you got your boxers on,
Yeah.
you come out to the kitchen, get a bottle of water or something. Like I can't do that anymore. I have to get dressed now before I leave the bedroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a brand, it's new. It took me a little bit of time to get used to that, but now like even like, how my house is set up, like our bedrooms are all close together, right? And so like if if Matea's gonna get in the shower or something, like I have to make sure like, I'm in a part of the house where,
Yeah.
she can have some freedom for a bit. So
Why don't you
she
tell them
doesn't
to shower downstairs? You have a second bathroom.
yeah, we just don't use it. I'm sure at some point as the kids get older, we'll start using it more. But right now, we just got everything upstairs, so we just don't
I
use
bet
it.
I bet you it won't be long before Taya moves her bedroom downstairs.
She's already talked about it. Yeah, she's
Has
probably
she?
gonna. Yeah, she's brought it up a couple times. So yeah, at some point in time, she probably is gonna have a bedroom
She brought it up
downstairs.
already, at 12.
Yeah, but she brought it up, but I don't think she actually would go through with it. Like,
Does
I don't
she?
think she would.
I can't remember if she shares a room with Maya or they have separate
No,
rooms.
they have separate rooms.
They have separate rooms.
Yeah,
But she wants to move down there for privacy, eh?
yeah. And plus, it's bigger. Yeah, definitely privacy a little bit because their rooms are all of our three of our bedrooms are right next to each other. It's a raised ranch, so
Is
the
Maya
bedrooms
gonna
are all
get is
right
Maya
there.
gonna get jealous?
Uh,
Because she's really
no.
attached to her sister, no? Or no?
Yes and no. They're close. They don't fight like they used to. They're getting to be pretty tight now. But but no, I don't. There's not too much jealousy stuff right now. There's a little bit once in a while, like
Yeah.
but not nothing too crazy. We'll
Oh.
see. That might change though. They're women.
What are you gonna do with her room then?
Who's Tea's?
Yeah, if Taya moves downstairs, it'd be weird to have it like an empty room upstairs between you and Maya's room.
Yeah, if we did, we'd probably just use it for like, Tony's got her and all of her
For
clothes.
office and
She'll
stuff.
probably use it. Well, she'll probably use it as a closet. She'll probably
Closet.
just fucking move her clothes,
Yeah.
clothes in there or something. I
Closet
got to redo
/ office.
my closet collapsed. I still got to get it fixed. I was gonna
I
call
remember that.
California Closets.
I remember that.
It's a pain in the
That's
ass. I'm
fucking
living out of
weird,
piles
dude.
right now.
It's weird, dude. You have girls.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't weird until they're getting older.
What's weird for me? I didn't have any sisters. I didn't have any female cousins. Nothing. So
Yeah.
growing up, like it was just me and my brothers. And like I said, never had any close female family. So sharing a home with females, it's something.
What I'm saying though is up to recently, you haven't had to think about it like that because they were just
Right.
either
Kids.
they're two little girls, but they're kids.
Yeah. Right.
Now Taya is going to be a young woman.
Yeah.
So now you actually have to fucking think about all of your own behaviors.
Yep.
But also think about like does she talk about boys? Is she going to bring boys home soon?
No. I think I think they have the sex
She's
ed
going to
talk
bring
at
a boy
school.
home.
No, she won't for a long time. I think they had the sex ed talk this year though.
Mm.
I think grade 6 is when they do it. Taya's a grade 6 now.
So she knows about sex.
I don't know if they did it yet. They sent something home a couple weeks ago, like to warn parents, kind of, because I guess you can opt out of it if you want.
How do you opt out of it? You pull your
Like
kids out of
parents,
school?
yeah, parents can opt their kids to be out of it, and
Really?
like then yeah, and then so whatever, like if it's being taught that day, your kid will be sent to the library or something, to
Yeah,
do
but
something else.
that's going to make her really awkward.
For sure. 100%.
Just
No,
think
I
about-
wouldn't do that.
Just think about all the kids that are there. Like, imagine she's the only one. You have to leave the room.
Yeah, we're going to talk about sex now, Mateo. You have to leave. Your dad didn't sign your consent form.
She comes back. All the kids tell her what happened, but it's all
Yeah, for
wrong.
sure. Yeah, they're
It's
all
all
going to
fun.
hear. Yeah. Like the telephone game, it gets changed, but it gets. Yeah, yeah. No, we didn't opt out of it, but
What do you do if she wants to bring a boy home?
well, no.
Okay,
I mean, not till she's much older.
Walk me through this, because I know there's like my niece in law talks about boys.
Old.
She was only 9 or 10 at this time. Like it's innocent. Like I have a boyfriend at school. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But your daughter's going on 13. So let's say like she's 14. She goes, I want to bring Tyler home.
Like as her boyfriend or as a friend?
My friend Tyler wants to come over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd have to let him come over because if I say no, I don't want to come over. She's going to see him behind my back. So I'd rather get to know the kid.
So then she's like, Tyler wants to spend the night.
No, fuck no.
He's hanging out anyways, Paul.
Fuck off. No, there's a huge difference there.
She's got a room in the basement. Is Tyler out of my room, Dad?
No.
It's sitting in the living room.
No boys will ever be allowed in her room while she's under my roof.
I'm serious. So
I'm serious too.
So they have to sit in the living room.
Yeah, she can't go. Like, yeah, no way, man. They're talking. Like, what age are you talking about here?
15.
No, fuck no. 15, no way. There's no way I would allow that in my house until they're at least 18.
Because I'm trying to think of like the first girlfriend I had. We were in her room at 15.
Yeah, me too. I'm 14 for me. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So you can't say no. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but right now I'm going to say no.
I'm so worried for you. That would be like my biggest.
Well, you're going to be a big part of this. You and me have to intimidate these boys up until the point where we're too old. We don't look intimidating anymore.
We're not going to be intimidating. Look at these two old fucks.
We got a few more years. We got a few more years until we get to that point.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go. Hey, I found out I can eat fish now. Totally off.
Want to eat fish?
Sorry, totally off topic. I do want to eat fish because it always looks. Every time I see somebody eating it,
like
looks.
When Ben had it.
Yeah, like when Ben had it.
You say I'm influenced.
No. That's not. It's not because I'm influenced. It's something I've always wanted to eat, but I can never eat it because I don't like the taste.
Because it digests so well in that.
But it always looks fresh and light, and I'm like,
yeah.
That probably feels better than eating steak, and steak's heavy and shit.
Yeah.
And I'd rather eat steak like a treat, not like a everyday meal, because I'm not bodybuilding anymore.
Yeah.
So when Ben was here, he had me order him tilapia fillets, frozen tilapia fillets from Costco. And he was baking them in the oven, and they didn't smell fishy at all.
Well, it's a more mild fish, though, is it, tilapia?
Yeah, but that's my reason for not eating fish is number one, every time I cook it, it stinks up the house.
Yeah.
And number two, I can never eat it unless I have like avocado with it or like a lot of lemon juice, a lot of hot sauce. Like I have to kind of mask the flavor a bit.
Yep.
So he cooks the fucking tilapia in the oven. Doesn't smell like fish at all, really. And then it looked great. Like it looked fluffy. And so I'm like, when he left, there was still like 5 fillets left in the freezer. I put them on that grill that I have. Remember the one I told you like cooks the food for you?
Yeah.
I put them on there. I hit the fish setting and I hit cook and I went and sat down. And it fucking beeped, and I came over to check them, and they were fluffy as fucking hell.
Really? What'd you have with rice?
I just made rice and broccoli, and I put a little bit of olive oil on top. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I used to like eating pollock, Alaskan pollock.
I know, but even that's what I eat, pollock or sole, because, and for people who don't know sole, it's also flounder. I eat those because I thought they weren't as fishy, but the tilapia is even better, man.
It is, eh? It's been a lot of times I eaten tilapia. Or eaten tilapia.
Watch, I want to show you this just so people watching can check this out too. This thing. We'll be off in a minute. I'm sure you're.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I just want to show you this before we go.
The teeth out?
You got to buy this thing, dude.
Yeah, you tell me, but this is like, it's similar like a George Foreman, right?
Yeah, but this is like these settings here. You hit the power button and you hit whatever you're cooking, whether it's like chicken, or see, it's got like steak and fish setting.
Yeah.
And then you just hit OK.
That's it, eh?
And then see this little dial here on the right with the colors?
Yep.
It just goes around until it's cooked, and then it does this little song for you, and it tells you the food's done, and it cooks perfectly every fucking time.
Really, eh?
And it's only $200. Maybe I'll buy you.
Yeah, and it grills it too.
Yeah.
You should get them the sponsorship.
Yeah, those things they come off. You just throw them in the dishwasher. Anyway.
Looks all right.
Okay, I'll let you go.
All right,
Your daughters are waiting for you.
Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's episode 3 of Meatballs and Hummus.
Is it 3 now already?
I think it's 4 maybe, because we added James. We had Meatballs, Hummus, and tea.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to come up with a little logo.
Okay, go take care of your daughters. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, see you, Fouad.
See you, brother.
Bye.